And we're live!
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 291, correct?
Yes,
Anza's Tower.
something like that.
I'm Rebecca Cox, aka Newt. I am joined with Tyler He-Man Baker, Nasty Nate Nathan Kennedy,
I like that name so much better.
Modulok Joe Amato.
God, you just ruined the whole fucking podcast. Did you really just do
show's
that?
done.
Tyler
Show is
He-Man
done.
Baker. Holy fuck. I mean, I can just see the goddamn head getting bigger and bigger. Are you holy?
Cold day in hell before I do that.
Well, we already know the head can't
Cold
get
day.
bigger anyway, so why not? Let's just live up to it and just run with it, you know?
God,
she's just putting out what you guys are already thinking anyway. So
I really did throw up in my mouth, as they say on TV. I think I threw a mouth. I really did.
You start dry heaving right there.
That's what you get for torturing us tonight, Joe.
Well, it's going to be fun in case you guys didn't know. Yeah, after we're done doing our discussion on the cardback waves here, right around the Q&A, I'm going to subject Nathan and Newt and her boyfriend John to some really hot sauce. We're going to see how they can handle it. So they're going to have a really big flop.
At this point, like, can't he
he's going to wake up. She's going to wake him up. She'll choke the shit out of him. She'll get him out of bed.
Wake up when he's going to be at work at 2 in the morning to eat that slop.
She's like, you fucking wake up and do this with me. I'll pour this shit in your eyes. So yeah, she'll be getting them up. But it's supposed to hopefully be some really hot stuff. And you guys, after you do it, you got to wait 5 minutes before you can have any milk or anything to cool you down. But it might not even...
I'm gonna have the milk when I want to. When I can't take it anymore, I will have the milk. I'm not waiting 5 minutes if I can't.
Oh, shoot. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But quickly, let me say hello to all the chat
Joe
here.
Joe sits at home torturing his tongue and his intestines with all this shit that he eats all the time. It just that's what he does for fun.
He experiments on himself.
It's like an at-home version of Bloody Knuckles. But, you're just like hurting yourself for fun, but he's just eating everything that can hurt himself,
I wonder, do kids even do that nowadays? I doubt it. I
remember imagine this one guy was held back like what appeared to be several years. One of playing Bloody Knuckles. His name was Rusty.
Who was this?
His name was Randall, and he looked like a fully grown adult in 6th grade. And he didn't have the best hygiene and stuff like that too. But he was like a full grown man wanting to play Bloody Knuckles. Like, hell no, I ain't doing that. He was a nice guy.
What is Bloody Knuckles? I don't know what that is.
You're hitting bare knuckles against somebody else's.
Wait,
really hard?
Yeah,
Rebecca, this is the best one.
This must be a dude thing.
This is the Bloody Knuckles that we did where I grew up. You get a deck of cards, and then you would sit there and you would pull a card, and whatever the number is, that's how many times you got hit with the edge of the deck of the cards on your knuckles. If you got like a king or shit with its 10, they'd slam the fucking edge of that. Your knuckles would literally bleed from that card deck slamming and slashing and skin off. We were crazy some bitches. I can't be the only ones. I want to see
ours
that way.
Our Bloody Knuckles was different. Ours would be you would sit at the lunch table. I'll kind of sit up a little bit. See, like you would take your fist and put it on the table, right? The other person across from you would have like a dime or a nickel or a quarter sometimes, and they'd put their thumb right there and they would fling it at your hand that was there.
Yeah, that was done too at our middle school.
So stupid. I never did that shit.
Picture a 52 deck of cards, all thick and just slashed right into your fucking knuckles. We were crazy. Rebecca's like, we did nothing like Bloody Knuckles like this.
What do 6th grade girls do, Rebecca, during your time? They
I don't know.
We painted on with.
I was beheading Barbie dolls. I don't know. I don't know what normal girls do.
Nail polish. She put red nail polish on the knuckles. They look like they're bloody. That was our version. Oh my god, that looks like...
No, they give you some paper cuts and then put the nail polish in there and just like so you could take it, It's like something the Jackass crew would do. Remember they gave each other like paper cuts? Like on the webs of their fingers?
In between, yeah. Oh.
God.
Well, quickly.
Starts throwing up.
Let me get this chat. We got JSP, we got MCDJ, ACDC, Papa Hood 69, Ethan Michael Crane, Jaime Morris, Horick, Boylan. I think I said it. I think finally.
Horick. We do this every week. Horick. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna call him PB for short. Okay, we
just do that.
We got PB. We got Daniel Carhoonan, Mobile Recluse, Adam Gabbard. That's fucking terrible. Brian Davis, Tough Nerd Toys. I'm scrolling down. Simple Tricks. Oh wait, hey, how you doing? We'll be seeing you later, buddy, old pal. Johnny Cox.
Should be sleeping, buddy.
Gigi is here. Jeff Morris. Fedmon. I'm scrolling down. I think I'm almost live here. And Pride of Grayskull. I think
You're
I got
almost
everybody
live. You are live.
Well, you know what I mean.
You're live right now.
Well, I meant live in the chat, getting down.
You know what, Joe? You better be careful with what you say and do tonight because he's always watching.
What? Who's watching?
He's always watching. In fact, he's what's that? He says he has something that he wants me to relay. What? Huh? Oh,
What's he
okay.
doing?
What?
Oh my God! Did you?
What's that? Yeah.
Shadows?
Welcome to the
Yeah,
fifth host of the show, there, dude.
Yeah. I'll let him know. He says fuck you, Joe.
Oh, thanks. I cannot believe that you got that
Yeah.
piece of shit. Why? Not only a little piece of shit that was worthless with no weapon.
Because he's here to keep you in line, Joe.
Wow, that's really.
Here to set you straight.
I just can't. I can't even believe you bought that. Why would you buy that?
He's
I don't
our
know. It's
fifth
actually
member,
really
Joe.
awesome. It's really awesome.
What's that, Rebecca? What'd you say?
He's our fifth member.
He's our fifth member. Oh fuck. She's
Marmor?
Marmor.
Yeah,
I'm losing my
talk to you
mind.
tonight. None of us
Can't
can.
talk.
We're all,
I'm
Joe's
gonna put him right there. That way he can stare at you.
And hello,
from the
Ray
edge of the
G.
table.
Brickashaw, who's joined us. But you know what's funny is I think some people started getting early versions of the waves, so the mini comic Stratos. Some people were getting, and somebody said, "Joe, you were right. No weapon." Because remember, I told you in their display at PowerCon, they had him holding Clawful's green mace, and some people thought, "Oh, he's got a weapon now." I was like, "No, they're trying to make him look, useful because he's fucking worthless, and they know he would have looked worthless in that photo." Proved my point. There we go. Well, hey. Before, did you want to get right into the waves and talk about the waves? I was going to mention one thing, but then
I want to know Stratos' response to that.
Well, if we're getting into the waves.
No, what Joe just said about him.
Being worthless with no weapon.
Wait. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let him know. He says that's big words coming from a man with a small package.
Oh, that's pretty fucking cold. All right.
Expensive words from a cheap man.
There you go.
Very cheap. I like that. I can appreciate that. Haven't seen anything really at the store, so I don't think there's really anything.
But me and Nathan have some good news this week because finally,
Oh yeah,
Super 7 Thundercats have arrived, and we decided to cancel our pre-orders and get the ones that were already in stock, and they were shipped out damn near the next day. So we can finally say Sly and Captain Cracker are finally on their way and will be in our hands. So it's so nice to sit there and say that shit is actually coming.
At least we got something.
Even though Chitara has been pushed back.
Makes no sense, but I'm like, at this point, they could have. I don't care. Just send me something, damn it. Yeah.
See, that's smart. I should have done that. I still have them all pre-ordered in a bulk.
Well,
that's what we did too.
I messaged Tyler and I was like, "Hey, check this out." And he's like, And then we talked about it. And I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait." And he's like, "Yeah, I am too." And then he messaged me 5 minutes later. I went ahead and got him. Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, probably. I'm going to."
So then we canceled the pre and then pre-ordered Jaga so we don't lose him because they'd already moved Chitara out. Like she's her own. Thing.
I'm like, well, what if Jaga? What if for some reason he gets pushed back further? Like he's due to arrive next month supposedly. Yeah. But you never know. Get what we can get while it's there and in stock.
I'm done waiting. I'm not doing it anymore. So
yeah.
I guess
Can I mention one quick thing?
I guess we're pretty low shifts. We didn't tell her about it.
That's true.
She's probably like getting close, like turning her light switch on and off because she's waiting too damn long, and we're just laughing and carrying on. They're coming, and she's just turning the light switch. John's like, "Don't you want to go to bed?" No.
I mean, if Jaga is on time, then all three of those will ship together next month. Which, I mean, we're only a week away from October now, so it shouldn't be too much longer, I wouldn't think. What were you going to say, Joe?
Am I mistaken? Wasn't that the third wave that's shipping for the second wave?
Yeah, second wave got pushed back into first quarter of 2022.
That's not confusing.
Which you're like, wait, what? I remember getting bamboozled with all these emails from Big Bad Toy Store. Wait, what? Which one? And they were multiples of the same email. So I just, all right, I'm not getting anything. There's nothing new there. So I just move on with my day. Sorry, Joe. Did you want to say something?
Me? I never want to say nothing. You'd never get that impression from me. But I do want to say one thing. I don't use fucking websites no more. It's no shit against a website for forums, but let me bring something up. Somebody contacted me out of nowhere and said that on He-Man.org, somebody was, I guess, trying to make this big case against me about, I don't think that Joe Amato was the first to do a copycat, because by looking at He-Man.org forums here, I noticed that first somebody said a name like that randomly years ago, and Joe said he did his over 10 years ago, but I'm looking on He-Man.org, I don't see it, but I seen somebody did this and this. So here's the thing, somebody told me about this, and I was like, well, first, I don't post
I've
there
heard
because
about this
a couple.
too. I
Yeah,
told
and
him
I
to go
gotta say,
fuck
because
himself.
really, because this shit drives me nuts.
Joe's a big old fat liar.
No,
this
because
whole
the reason
time.
this shit drives me nuts is, well, like I said, first, I don't post there because a couple reasons. One, I don't even fucking remember my password. Another one is, yeah, really. No, another reason, when I was there and I was trying to post shit years ago, nothing would post. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I remember contacting Val. I said, Val, why will nothing post? He was like, well, maybe you got to do something with your cookies or something. And you know me, I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't even know what your cookies
I eat cookies. What is this shit?
Yeah, I'm thinking of food, but then it's the computer. I was like, my computer's too old. I can't do this shit. So I literally...
Joe's just putting cookies into his computer.
This shit ain't working. Is it going to the DVD player section? This shit ain't working. But literally, I was like, I just gave up because I was like...
It's in the computer?
But I'm literally a moron when it comes to it, and plus I have an old computer. So I was like, well, I can't reach this.
Pulls a Michael Bolton, tears the computer apart with like a hammer or something, like trying to get cookies out of the computer.
It pretty much. But no, literally, like I said,
there's cookies in here?
I can't post
Holy
there,
shit.
and I can't remember how to. So I was like, forget it. I don't post there no more. So I was like,
I used to forget
well,
my password all the damn. I had like 3 different like names. I had Blade's Apprentice, Horde Supreme, and I forgot what the other one was. God, I had like 3 or 4 different names.
Blonde Tom Cruise.
Shit, but before my mind forgets, because if I don't stay on a train of thought, I'll lose my train of thought. So, anyways, I was like, I think I know who this guy is on Facebook. So I messaged him, and of course, you know me, I didn't type it out. I voiced it out because you can get a better context and feel of what somebody's saying when they're speaking. After I said all that, he actually said, "Why are you litigating this to me here? Why don't you just go to the forums? You're a member there." And
I don't know how. There's cookies and things.
I explained everything. I just said right here. And after I explained that, he says, well, I'm not the one who needs convincing. They are over there. And then I said, yeah, well, I have over 5,000 followers through Facebook, 4,000 in Instagram, over 1,000 in Twitter. So basically,
what a pompous ass.
Well, look, you know what? I did. I was like, this is my
just whips it out. It's like, oh, look at this.
Yeah, no, listen. The reason I did that is because I'm getting talked to and I'm talked down to, and that shit I told you, it pisses me off. I hate when people do that to me. So if somebody's gonna pull that cool guy card over there on the forums, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pull my cool guy card and say I have 10,000 followers through other social media, so basically they don't need convincing. And I was done. I'm not gonna go to the fucking forums to explain this, to explain that my copycat was on Facebook before anywhere else. I didn't even post half the shit. Some I did, I posted over there, but my first copycat was on Facebook. So not everything exists just on...
He says you're a liar.
Well, like I said, he wants all the information. He thinks it all came from He-Man.org. It's like, that's not where it all is. And he's like, and Joe even said one time when somebody said, what would you call a fake cat? He said, Doppelcat. I was like, yes, I did. After my copycat. Why would I tell somebody, hey, use my copycat name? Of course I'm going to give somebody else a different name to use, but it pissed me off. Somebody was acting smug and talking down to me. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to act smug and talk down to them, so fuck them. That stuff pisses me off. I don't do that to people, but if they disrespect me, I'm going to do it right back. So there, I'm not a bad guy, but don't fucking piss me off because I'll do it right back. There, I'm calm.
I'm sure the guy's going to wake up tomorrow with a horse head in his bed, right, Joe?
No, but you know what I mean? Why do that? Why go out of your way to be a dick to somebody? And I try to explain it, and then you act smug. It's like, don't act smug. I'm explaining this shit. And you act like I got to answer to 5 people on the org who are curious, where 10,000 everywhere else know it. Now, I think I'll go with the 10,000, and the 5 who are wondering, I don't give 2 shits about. How about that? There, that's Joe being an asshole for one moment. How's that? I felt good.
Okay. How do we seg into anything from there?
We do what just Joe does. Okay, so anyway, there is no segue. We just, you know,
87 wave.
Crash into the next topic.
Well, before we get into that, we should kind of celebrate a little bit, right? That we finally crossed over and nudged over that 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, we reached over 1,000 subscribers. That means a lot. Everybody here and through sharing with everybody else, we can't explain how much that means to us.
I hope a lot of those came from me and John, like handing out so many freaking business cards at PowerCon.
That'd be cool. Or unless they were like, hey, thanks for the card, and they throw it over their back. Like, I'm not going to that fucking.
I mean, I'm handing out to the homeless on the street and everything.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it's helped out a lot. I'm going to soup kitchens and just here you go, buddy.
What? And then they pull the Joe. What's a computer? There's cookies in there. I don't understand.
Cookies.
Oh God! So yeah, I think we will segue right into the '87.
Oh, there we go. See, we let Joe just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, we just have to talk from our heart, and passionately.
And then Joe doesn't give a shit.
Just comes in with the steamroller or the street sweeper and just sweeps away our thoughts. And remember that episode of The Simpsons where that street sweeper takes away Bart's bike and he laughs maniacally? Remember? Anyone know what I'm talking about?
No.
Where Bart sells his
I'm not a big Simpsons guy.
I'm not either, but that was a classic episode. It just makes sense what Joe's doing when he comes in and just torpedoes everything that we're saying. It's heartfelt and genuine. And he's like, and then he falls down.
I really do care. It doesn't sound like I do. I swear I do. I don't mean to sound like I steamroll you guys. I promise. I swear to God.
But you continue to do it as we got
You're right, I do. You're right.
Emily made a point to tell me last night because we were watching a movie and there's a character that says, "Oh, hey, I'm a good guy," and Emily turns to me and she's like, "Anybody that says that probably isn't a good guy." So I want everybody at home to take that into account.
Well, let Emily know. Really, I am a good guy. I sound like I'm nuts half the time. But
yeah,
really
no, but see the way you say it makes me imagine that there's been more than a handful of times that you've had somebody by their legs dangled over a bridge, threatening to drop them.
No, not like that. I mean, but I'm a nice guy. Everybody fights, and has gotten into a physical fight before, so, that doesn't...
Did you dangle people over a bridge?
No, I choked somebody, but that was in a fight. But, I mean, I stopped, but I've never dangled somebody by the...
They weren't like elementary school kids, were they, Joe?
What was this last week?
I choked somebody.
Kids on the playground, like last week.
I want your lunch money, you little fuck.
Yeah, no, he's still eating everybody's lunches.
Yeah, he's like Chris Farley and Billy Madison hanging out behind the bus laughing.
I love that part. I love
that.
Joe, that's what you should do. Like if the whole customs thing dries up one day, just become a school bus driver and then specifically volunteer yourselves for the school trips. That way you can eat all their lunches while they're out, checking out the...
Hope they don't throw bananas at your head or something like that. I'll turn this damn bus around.
Oh, Christ.
That would be a great... Oh, Rebecca, you and John got to make it work. We got to get like a picture of Joe as like some sort of disgruntled bus driver. We don't want to put him with Chris Farley because that's like saying we're saying he's fat or something like that. But like we need him to look like he's like a really, shit. Oh my God, it's so funny, Chris Farley in that movie. By the way, Joe, are you a fan of Last Tango in Paris by chance?
What the hell is that?
I'm just curious, with you being a butter connoisseur, are you a fan of Last Tango in Paris?
No, I don't know what that is. What is that?
Well, it's unfortunate because, during one of the lovemaking scenes, they actually placed butter in a woman's ass. Marlon Brando takes butter and puts it up a woman's ass. So I'm just curious if you thought it was hot or it was a waste of butter. Being the butter connoisseur that you are.
I'll have to check this shit out.
He's not going to check it out for the steamy sex scene. He's going to check it out just for the butter.
What kind of butter is that? Is that margarine?
Is that the butter? Is that the butter? The good butter that my sister got?
Oh man, look at butter her ass muffin. Oh God.
Well, let's segue into
what a piece of crap.
From worst to best, and this is
talking about that all week. I'm just going to ask Joe randomly on the podcast about Last Tango in Paris. I've never seen it, but I know of that scene.
Yeah.
I've never seen it either. I know that scene too.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Yeah, but Curb Enthusiasm, they were talking about that. Larry David, put butter in my ass.
Yeah, because Richard Lewis is like, I'm gonna go see Last Tango in Paris. It's my favorite film. It's, Last Tango in Paris. Put butter on my ass.
Let's do this shit before we get too fucking late.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Only the three of us know what we're talking about. Joe is just like, I don't know what you're talking about here.
One day I choked somebody.
And who's in the chat room now?
Yeah. Like I said, we're going to go worst to best, and I think we are probably going to be all over the place. I think at the beginning, it's going to be different. Towards the end, I think we're going to be similar. But I'm going to start off, and what's weird is I wish I could tie these two for first and second. But I love the figures, but I hate Rotar and Twistoid, and Twistoid and Rotar. The only thing that makes them different is their pose and a little creature that's crawling at the bottom. But it looked like, I don't know, like a sticker. Like the art, some of that looked just so shitty to me. I love the figures, but I am not a fan of Rotar and Twistoid, Twistoid and Rotar. So my worst one is. Or my worst one is, we are doing worst to best, right?
Yes. No, we're starting out with best, Joe.
Okay,
let's end it on the
worst. I love
worst.
this, though. Don't get me wrong, but
that's not tonight's topic, Joe.
Yeah, you're right. Well, anyways, this is my worst one is Twistoid, and I'm sure you'll know what my next worst one is, but my worst is Twistoid. Blech.
Yeah, that's my worst, too.
Are you shitting, really?
Mine, too. It doesn't matter, because they're both the same thing. One
same
is
here.
flip-flop. Rotar and Twistoid, they both take
the last
2 spots.
Well, I guess we're done. Rotar and Twistoid. We already went through those. So, go to your next one. Tyler, what would that be? Number 14?
13.
13.
Yeah. And it's not a bad one. Honestly, none of them are really bad. But
this was tough.
This was
really tough.
And
actually, I might have to move this one up because I was going to say this one in particular, but I'm going to bring the Sorceress down to this one, to my next one. The artwork's fine, but it just sucks that she's just kind of flying down to a surprise Hordak. But that thing of they're breaking the mythology of she can't transform into the Sorceress outside of Grayskull, which they broke the role in Mr. Many Faces once or twice in a couple of episodes. But when I see it, I'm like, you're breaking your own rules here on the toy. You could have shown her in Grayskull or on top of Grayskull or at the jaw bridge and trying to stop Hordak from attacking, but they didn't go that route. But just because of that, and there's not a whole lot going on, and Hordak kind of looks like he's not really.
He just
doesn't feel. Yeah, it's like, huh? Yeah, how about that?
I don't see her as much as a threat to Hordak either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm holding all mine in order, and I'll just keep disposing. My number one is over there, set off to the side, so I can just reach to it to last. But no. Then my next, it's going right there. It is the Sorceress. And I'm going to hold this stack right here so nobody thinks we're fucking around, and we did not rehearse this in advance. But again, yes, we've seen her in, like you said, not only the cartoon, but some of the mini comics doing, outside of Grayskull. But it was just, yeah, you see Zar, then she turns into the Sorceress flying, and Hordak's like, oh shit, but it's like, but
it's not a bad drawing. It's beautiful, but
it's not a bad drawing, but it's just
they're all beautiful drawings. It's just not dynamic enough.
Not much of an impact. Yeah, so that's it. What was yours, Nathan, Rebecca? Or Rebecca, did you pick the same thing or no?
No, mine would be a Buzzsaw Hordak. Just because it, I don't know, it didn't do anything for me. It's just kind of, I don't know.
It's a pretty forgetful one. I mean, it's almost no different than ones we've seen before, where you're trying to display the new action feature, but he's taking out a whole bunch of villains all at once. You're like, don't quite buy that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious because mine is Buzzsaw Hordak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just something with the gimmick that just overall doesn't work on the pack. I like the top left corner image, but overall, the bottom part of it. I mean, all of it was tough, but especially kind of working through the bottom as well because when we get to a couple more up. Then I'll kind of explain it better. But yeah, I'm with Newt on this one. Overall, compared to everything else, this one just didn't do as much for me.
And I hate because there's some that, damn it, I wanted to be a lot better. But after I looked, I was like, that wasn't as great as I thought. And it's kind of sad, but I will go with my next one. And again, beautiful piece of art, but I don't know. I just didn't flip over the King Randor. It's a beautiful piece, but I was like, he's standing there. Yes, I get it. He's standing there watching over everything, but I just didn't feel it. And I love, don't get me wrong, the Eternia playset, as you know, but I was like, didn't do it for me. And I know this is where we're going to all start differing, but that's my next one. King Randor. Just didn't flip. Tyler.
Next to me is, Blast Attack. I don't like the coloring of the background. It lacks energy. It's a very kind of bland background, and the explosion of him kind of, attacking is just kind of a bit lackluster. It doesn't have as much of a punch to it. It just kind of feels like it's a surprise as opposed to, you're setting him up to like be a suicide bomber almost, and it's just kind of like kind of thing. It looks good. The art looks great. The colors of the villains are great, but just the action is not as impactful, and the background it's very lackluster. A lot of these others have got beautiful, colorful backgrounds. Like even with the tree next to the sorceress in the sorceress card back, just some extra details there. This lacks depth. Is all I'll say. So, but it's not horrible by any means.
Yeah, none of them are horrible.
No. One is a couple are questionable. Like when I get to in two more.
Well, Joe, when your time is up, you can talk. So.
All right. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, go ahead, Newt. What's yours?
Sorceress.
Oh, okay.
For the same reasons, it's beautiful, but it's compared to the others, it's lower on the list. And like Tyler pointed out, it is breaking the rules. Hordak just being like, "Oh, who's this? Who's this lady?" It's not very dynamic.
Not at all. All right, Nathaniel.
This one, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it would be controversial or anything, but Scareglow. I think that this was a huge missed opportunity. I don't like how Snoutspout looks. Like, yes, I get the being afraid part of it, but in my mind, especially with working the gimmick, I think it would have been cooler if this image had been reversed, where you have like maybe the back of a familiar character walking into a cave. You still have the bats, but there in the center in the darkness, there is Scareglow kind of illuminated. It would have worked a lot better than this. Instead, it's just, which I guess this will be sort of contradictory to another one that's higher up on my list, but having Scareglow just kind of like, that's it. I'm kind of like,
it's not the most menacing pose for a character that's supposed to scare people. It's like they really thought, he's just going to jump out,
Boo!
Yeah,
because that
he's
is like
low on my list too because of that.
Yep, that was my.
The card right there. Like it's bright outside. It should be nighttime out there behind it.
Yeah,
it should not be anything that's safe.
It was a missed opportunity because a lot of people. Again, that is a really detailed fucking cave. Scareglow is drawn beautifully, but the just jumping out kind of boo thing and getting Snoutspout with the wide eyes. I wanted more.
Yeah, and just imagine, like, as an artist, when I look at that and someone tells me you're going to do Scareglow, I see, like, something truly scary. Like, yeah.
Rebecca,
you could have seen the glow.
I'd like to see Rebecca do this particular piece of card art. Like, add, like, Snoutspout's got his battle axe in both hands, like, looking around, and Snoutspout's waiting to sneak up on him.
Scareglow. Like, I could picture just a very eerie, simmering glow against the cave.
It's all dark, and he's the only thing illuminating, and
Missed, but okay, so my next round was Scareglow. What a missed. I love the figure, but it's good looking. Scareglow is good looking, but not the atmosphere. The atmosphere is off. Yeah. So, okay. All right, Tyler.
Buzzsaw Hordak. And, outside of the extra cast of characters on there, he's not in a very, it's not to take away, but the Buzzsaw gimmick is by far probably the weakest of all the gimmicks of the entire vintage line. Like, it's not something that, when you think Hordak, you don't think of something that just pops out of his chest. Like, I mean, the
it should have been another.
T-Rex.
It should have been another like arm thing, like another blade or something for his arm,
or I don't know. It just doesn't sound like it fits the character. He shoots a buzzsaw out of his chest from something that happens in the central tower. Like I don't quite buy it. That was the last vintage figure I got to complete the vintage line. I remember that was the last one I got.
For me, I just bought that figure and that whole gimmick hook, line, and sinker. I really loved it because the thing is, he looks so goddamn similar to the original Hordak, but there is differences in the belt.
But see, but you just hit something that if the figure had been given a different color scheme or something, like how Hurricane Hordak, we get the back metal, Thunder Punch, the Battle Armors, Terror Claws, Dragon Blaster. They all have a different look to help sell that gimmick.
You know why it worked for me?
Essentially just given the exact same figure.
Well, that's the thing. For me, as a kid, I made so many goddamn stories up with that when I was playing in battle because he did look like the original Hordak so much that it was a surprise. I always pictured him going into the heroic warriors or the evil warriors and thinking it was just Hordak, and he catches them off guard, and bam, pops open, and then that fucking buzzsaw would fly. I used to do this story over and over with that shit because he looks just like the regular Hordak, but he's like, gotcha. So I liked it because, yeah, it kind of bought into the gimmick, but it also caught people by surprise. So, I don't know, my imagination would run wild, but I really love that fucking figure. And they dropped the ball with the Origins way it works. It's like, what the fuck? You guys are not operating like the vintage one did. Oh, shit. Okay, Newt, what about you?
I wasn't done talking here,
Wait.
damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait, did Nathan go?
Oh, Nathan doesn't matter. He goes after you. Nathan's the last. He's worthless.
Wait,
I go
were
at
we
you.
still on, like, what number are we on? 13?
This would be number 11.
Okay. Well, my 11 is a blast attack. Tyler said it, it's not dynamic, it's him just breaking apart. There's no lazy background, there's no...
Even like a blast, like to kind of help sell the explosion. Like it's just kind of,
Just breaking
there.
into...
Yeah.
They didn't feel like painting a background for him.
Now there's a character that I think needs a prominent mini comic. Like he's not given a lot to do at all, which is a victim of this whole wave essentially. Like they're not given they give us some memorable stories, but some of them just weren't given a whole lot to do. Blast Attack is certainly one of those guys. Maybe me and Newt could put together a nice Blast Attack mini comic, where he actually is going around just a suicide bomber all over the damn place, or something like that.
He's
awesome.
He's such a cool looking character too.
It's a great concept.
I don't know why why they don't use him more. I guess most people don't know who he is.
Which is sad, and then you just want to, pull him aside.
Star Marvel really pissed me off with their interpretation of like, this half is gonna fight this when this half's gonna fight over that. I fucking hated it. God, I hated that. I was like, no, it's a suicide bomber.
That sounds like a shit idea.
And that he would just do it like as a means of defense. Like when Ninja slashes him, he just like, aha.
Help get this guy off me! He's hopping on one leg and he's got one arm. I can't fucking fight him. Like, get the fuck out. So they really did fuck him up in that comic. But Nathaniel, what's yours?
Man, I feel like we're gonna bore people because mine is Blast Attack. It's such an easy card back to fix, really, to make it look more explosive and like he's doing damage. Here it's just like, oh yeah, I detached myself. Check this out, and they're just like shocked, or like they're looking at him like he's naked or something, Like they could.
You okay?
Was your mask gonna fall off again?
Okay, guys, I have to go to Jason Voorhees for the rest of this fucking podcast. Unreal. Oh, you dumb prick! I had that fucking strap on perfect. Oh, that sounded wrong.
Yes, he did. I'm glad he caught it.
Yeah, he is talking about strap-ons, and we wonder why we have to have age restriction on the show all the time. I'm gonna make this like Al Snow and Head.
Oh,
that's what this is gonna be like going forward.
God, now you guys are gonna see my. Well, it's not like people haven't seen my eyes kind of before in early versions, but I'll kind of hood myself down a little bit to go into Jason. At least I know this ain't.
We don't want other men to be scared of your eyes.
All right, there. It's mysterious. It's almost like Voorhees style. So there we go. We've seen this before. All right, my next one.
Jason didn't wear a hood over his face. What are you doing?
Well, you know what I mean, dick nuts. Here, the kind of a shadowing. All right, now listen.
No, this isn't that either.
All right.
Just go turn your light off. How about that?
All right, well, check
the mask glow in the dark? He could be standing on the podcast.
Hey, there you go.
You know what's funny is I do have a Jason mask. It's a real cheap one. It's just a hockey mask that does glow in the dark. But all right, my next one that I hate doing this because two of my favorite characters, but I felt like I don't know who this artist was that drew it. It looks cheap. It looks like a coloring book photo. I get the gimmick, but I'm sorry. I was so disappointed with Clam Champ and Ninjor. This one I wanted to be
Ninjor
so much.
looks really good on there. Clam Champ's.
But Clam Champ
always.
Yes.
I hate that pose. Like I don't know what he's doing. It's like he's doing a hand puppet or something like that. It's not. The day that I got that Men on card from that store in Jersey, I'm like, what is this pose? It's not,
but you know
not
what's
what
funny?
I was hoping
the
for.
The front of the card where Clam Champ is doing almost similar
awesome.
looks better. It looks better, but this looks so cheap, and I hate doing it because it's two of my favorite characters. But
me too.
Yeah, they missed the ball on that. So that's my next one is Clam Champ.
Next on my list is Scareglow. For all the obvious reasons, he's just not given anything respectable. I don't like seeing snout spout looking like a weakling of a character. I still would much rather
Like
him
he looks like a chick who saw a mouse kind of thing.
Yeah, it's always and that was their whole approach with Snout. We got to make him. He's the wiener of the group. I'm like, why does he have to be that? Because he's a bionic like man with an elephant head. Like, what about that says wiener? I don't get it.
Maybe it's the snout.
That's also my pick. It's Scareglow.
I think our tops are all going to be similar. It just feels like that's what's going to happen.
Everyone at home listening is just like, oh my god, I'm going to start drinking. But you don't drink. You haven't made it to start. After this shitty podcast.
All right, Nate.
Well, now it's kind of treading territory you guys have already treaded, but King Randor would be my next one. I like the way that it looks, but once again, a missed opportunity to do something different with him. I think doing more with like the palace over that would have.
Hell, it should have been in battle, almost.
Yeah, that would have been good too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
All right. Well, my next would
speak.
I actually had him up a little higher on the list, but it is Blast Attack. I
forgot
think
he does have that burst there. I apologize, people. I forgot about that mild burst.
Yeah, so
but it's mild. That's the problem.
It's mild, but I mean, it's still explosive. I get the gimmick. It comes across perfect as he's going to blow up and explode and just knock the fuck out of Mosquito and a Horde Trooper. And again, a figure that I loved playing the hell out of as a kid. So it's, not a lot in the background, as you can see, but I guess it's as much as showing the toy gimmick into an image as possible, even though sometimes I wish they would take a little more liberty and show a little more art and dynamic shit that obviously, like, of course, the burst in the background doesn't happen, so they could have made it look a little more intense, but that is my next
what they could have done is just zoomed out a little more, still have that same image, add a little more to it, but have the Horde Trooper and Mosquito look like they're getting like blown back, like they're off their feet. You don't really get that visual.
Yeah, the Horde Trooper's like the light is too bright. It needs to be like it needs to be like it's the impact.
Yeah, or like have one of his arms like flying off of the Horde Trooper or something. I don't know.
Something.
I guess you couldn't really do that because someone would be like, that's too violent.
Well, I mean, I feel like trying to think one where where there's I guess the villains can make contact. It's probably the heroes that can't necessarily make contact. There's so many inconsistencies of what they're afraid kids can and cannot see. It's a tournament where the guys are gonna be beating each other up, but you can't have He-Man actually striking anybody. But he hit Whiplash on the Thunder Punch card art. He hit the Horde Troopers in the chest. So what the fuck, then?
Yeah. Oh, and to let Grim know, I'm not quite sure. He thought that Errol did Clam Champ's. I don't think he did that art. I don't know. For some reason, it don't look like Errol's piece.
But Clamp looks different than Ninja. Clam Champ looks like he's done by somebody else. And maybe it was Errol. Maybe Errol did do it, but
did he? That just didn't look like
to look so much more sharper than that Clam Champ. That Clam Champ doesn't look sharp. Errol's work.
No, I mean, even for me, Ninja has a little more sharpness, but even he's a little lackluster. But Clam Champ is very lackluster in that piece. Both are, but yes, Ninja does look better. But I didn't think that was Errol's piece. But I mean, shit, maybe it was. I thought he did the Ninja one.
Hey, we know better than question the book of Deucin. The book of Deucin is always right. If you want answers, you just turn to whatever page you will find. Am I right, Grandbot?
Oh God,
piece of
shit. He's still here. All right, who was next, or was it me? Is it? I think maybe.
Well, Joe, it's always you.
Oh, this okay. Then, my next one, I did.
Yeah, we need to be numbering these because we're getting.
Oh shit! What am I on? Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I on, Nathan? I lost track.
This would be
9?
6, 7.
Yeah.
This is why it takes forever to get
it'd be 9.
9.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm getting. Well, remember, didn't we double up on Rotar and Twistoids? Both of those. Yes.
Well, I mean,
just go whatever's next, Joe.
Just go.
All right. Well, here's my next one.
Man.
Yeah, I'm losing track, but
you're the one that has them in a stack in your hands.
Well, you know what? There's actually one I don't have, and I don't know how this is. I thought I fucking owned this one. I must have misplaced it, but I'll get to that later. But so here's my next one. I did like the Buzzsaw Hordak. There was a lot of shit going on.
Well, if you like them so much, why is he number 9?
Fuck off. So, anyways, yes. So this is my next one. I actually thought
that was Rebecca talking for a second.
So
Muppet Joe.
So I placed it higher, and I do like Buzzsaw Hordax. There, fuck off. And all right, go ahead, Tyler. Take dickhead.
All right. Next is Mosquitoor.
That's mine too.
Yeah, it just. I probably should
suck.
have put this one a little bit lower because even though it's in the swamp, and I always love the swamps as a battleground, but it's just like, here, I'll get you, damn you,
It
rattlers,
suffers
get out
from
of
the
my
same
yard.
thing the Scareglow one suffers from. It's just like, I'm here to get you. It's not,
That's not very menacing.
yeah.
Even
Especially
though Rattler
compared to
looks
some
really
of the
good in it.
others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor fucking Mosquitoor. He's not getting any respect. This is
See,
horseshit.
Rebecca, we got to see you all put together like a new card art for Mosquito. We need to see him. Axel did like a rendition of Mosquito's pose, like just of the Mosquito pose. Like it's like a sketch he threw up one day. It looked phenomenal. I'm like,
This is bullshit.
so much
I got
better.
something to say when it comes to Mosquitoor. This is fucking horseshit. Nathan, what's yours?
Well,
before I
you
fucking
can
flip this
wait.
table?
You can wait your fucking turn. My
Okay.
next one is Sorceress, and I know you guys
Yep.
had her lower, but I put it up a little bit higher just because the rest of the art is really well done.
is
Even
pretty,
though
yeah.
Hordak,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Castle
I
Grayskull
love-
in the back and the trees and everything. That's pretty cool.
yeah, that's what kind of bumped it up a little bit for me. But yeah, it's still not as great as. all
But I like
things
that.
Well, my
Nathan
next one-
throws it up because of those details. Though. See, Joe is just like, I gotta hurry. You guys gotta eat the buttered.
No!
Whatever it is you guys.
I
eat.
actually had
The
to grab
buttered
some.
hot
I
sauce?
thought you'd be proud of me on this
I'm
one.
trying to
This
make
one?
a nice point on it. Just
Oh,
nobody.
go ahead.
There's
You
no
make
time.
a point. Go ahead. You go make a point. Go ahead. I won't interrupt. I promise. I say this every week. Oh, go ahead.
Rebecca, time the interruption, will you? What I'm saying is, like, I like that Nathan specifically said, like, those added details rose it up. Like, even just seeing Grayskull in the background, which is always cool because even some of the scenes that we'd see in the mini comic covers and stuff, like, Grayskull was always in the background, no matter what the situation was. Like, Fisto taking on all the Evil Wars and Clash of Arms, Grayskull's in the background. It just, that
it was good to
extra
see
bit
him
of
return.
detail.
That wasn't that good because it actually had Grayskull return. We used to get Grayskull in a lot of the early card back art, and then it seemed like it was starting to disappear. Did you notice this is the only one I think that had Grayskull in the card back art was the Sorceress? Because of course, I mean her being the in Castle Grayskull, but I like seeing Grayskull back. It added something to where if that would have been, I think, just a plain white background and just that tree, I think it would have just missed something.
No, but it didn't have to be Grayskull. Just a much more detailed environment. Just having the tree, the leaves on there and stuff, like those are details that just add extra pop to the scene. Even if it doesn't really add anything to it from a storytelling standpoint, it just adds more texture to, like, oh wow, this is more visually appealing than Blast Attack with the, that should have been like a big yellow burst. When you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'm done. We're not doing this.
Well, my next
anymore.
My next one, for some reason, I don't know why I never had the top of the card, but this is a figure, and this is going to surprise everybody. But as a kid, I got two of, and this one was in raggedy shape over at KB, but I always kept it on card, and it's Gwildor. Again, there is a lot of stuff with detail and seeing all the main characters, but just Gwildor looked, I don't know, just there's something about the way he was drawn. He was drawn better, I thought, on the front.
They couldn't get his face right in
Yeah.
the card art, but this one's higher up on my list then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
me
that's
too.
fine. And plus, you see, $4 at KB. How about that? So look at that. I actually have this one. That's the only way I
hate
can
you,
display.
Joe.
Thank you. Love you too. All right. Go ahead, Tyler. You're next, dick nuts.
All right. Yeah, go back to the drawing board for your insults there, Joe.
Okay, piss breath.
Try harder.
All right, shit lips.
Joe's insults sound like something you'd write on a bathroom stall, like next to the word penis.
That's
cock,
me.
For a good time.
That's me, pretty much. You could sum
that's
me
the
up as
joke.
being the
I'm often
bathroom
wondering,
stall
like,
person on the
what is someone's
podcast.
mindset
That's
when
what I am.
they're taking a shit, like, I feel like writing the word cock on the wall here.
All right, take tank. Come on, it's all you.
Does
Go ahead.
anyone ever wonder about that? Like, who take?
Well, I mean, I have a story when I worked at a department store. Oh, sorry, Joe. Sorry
See
that
your nose,
I
Joe.
didn't win a Spider-Man jacket out of this or anything.
Oh my God,
But,
fuck this mask. How's that fucking possible?
I
Go ahead.
I was making
hope
it up,
falls
Joe.
off.
I was making it up.
No, my mask actually almost popped off from the back. I got to put the strap from the back to the back tighter.
He's got to get his plastic surgeon on
He's
the
gotta-
line.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm a fucking
Jeez.
fail.
What a
Sorry,
life
go
you
ahead,
must
Nathan.
live.
when I worked at a department store, and I won't give the name at all, but no, I went into.
There was some art in there.
Yeah, I went to go clean one of the bathrooms because they would have it on a system where like per shift, different people would rotate. It's like, all right, well, someone's got to clean the bathrooms, someone's got to do this, someone's got to do that. So I had the unfortunate task of being stuck with the bathroom, and I go in there. And this is way. I'm like, why would somebody do this? I guess they pooped, grabbed it with their hand,
no.
and wrote "fuck you" with it. And I'm just like,
Dedication of shit. Ugh.
I mean,
God
really though, like,
Wow.
what kind of
That's
person
dirty.
do you have to be be like, I'm gonna poop in my hands and I'm gonna write with it? All right.
That
man,
is some
right
nasty
on.
shit, literally.
I
That's
hope they washed their hands, but they probably didn't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was gross.
Mm.
I just got like, because we got like the spray bottle cleaner. I don't even think I did that. I think I just took the mop and the
Oh.
mop bucket and just like put it up on the wall and just like.
ugh.
I say I have a hard
Smearing
time
it
imagining
around.
Nate that kicking the door open with his foot and saying, "I'm not cleaning that shit up," and just walking and
I
climbing.
was
I would
mad.
quit
No,
right there and
I
then.
went and got them, and I was like, "Hey, look at this," and they're like, "Yeah, but can you clean it?" And I was like, "Fuck, all right, I guess."
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Just
gross.
sick.
It
I don't
sounds,
even know what to
it sounds like
I
something
guess it's
Joe
payback
would
for
do.
Nate
Yeah.
pissing all over the Burger King bathroom years.
Yeah. It came back on me.
Mm.
A few.
It's karma.
Let's see. Well, when did I piss in that Burger King? That
It's
was
not an Alien
2004.
versus Predator, so you can blame Paul
So that was
Anderson. For that
2004, or was it 2003? When did that movie come out?
shit. 2004, I think. I try to forget that I.
2004. You're right. So yeah, this came back on me. What, about 6-7 years later?
Mm.
Yeah.
Boy, karma's a bitch.
Yeah, don't guys, if you're gonna use a public restroom, use it right. I don't understand how there's just like shit on the back of the toilet seat,
I've
or
seen
like
that. Yeah.
Yes.
even against like the back part of the toilet. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm sure Rebecca's probably
And
seen
it's
stories of
enough.
stuff like that. in the movie theater.
Oh yeah, exactly. People, I don't. It's always like there's always every day there seems to be like that one stall, and you're like, there's enough people in this world to be doing shit like that. And you're just
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Oh yeah, because now I'm thinking about what you have.
Even
to
when you're
probably
just
go
going in
through
and
on
using
occasion.
one, like not even at my work, it's like you open a stall, you're like, I'm not going in there because nobody said to flush.
It's like a bomb went off, or someone's like, "Hey, I left you a present," and you go in there.
The worst thing is if you go into a Walmart and it's where will you be when diarrhea strikes? You get that stomach pain and you're too far away from home. And you're like,
like Chris Tucker holding onto your ass, running down the alley. And
yeah, and you bust open into that Walmart
they're
bathroom
all
and
out
look
of
in that
order.
stall and you're like, no.
Oh god.
But yeah, you remember Tyler when we were going down the road and I'm like, I gotta go somewhere, and we got off the off ramp and found a Food Lion.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it's when we went down to GalaxyCon. Remember? How do you already forget? You got an old man brain like Joe.
No, well, I just wasn't. Oh, yes, I remember, because that's when I was talking to Emily in the car about your all's marriage and stuff like that. That's right, God, yeah.
Because I was in the bathroom for a while.
Yeah, because we were talking for quite a while about her backstory and her history and all that stuff. And yeah.
That's how long it took me to like.
God, I forgot all about that.
Dump
yeah.
and
I'm
clean
sure
myself.
I think Joe's bored.
No, I'm not bored. This is just that's actually some
Joe's
sick
yeah,
shit.
but see, Joe's never pooped in public.
Nope, I
He's
haven't.
never
I
used a
told you
public
that
that's
toilet
not a
before.
lie. I've never had to poop in public. I've never done that. I never did that at school. It freaked me out. So I've just pooped at
No, the sign says $2.99. No, actually, sir, that's not right. Ugh, what's going on? I pooped my pants. Just get the hell take it.
That's
Get the
not
hell out
fair.
of
Joe
here.
no
just takes
kidding.
his leg out and drops.
Yep, no way.
And
So,
then some poor sap like me's got to come clean it up.
so you can actually thank me for that. I've never craziest shit I've done. I've never had to poop in public, and I'd never
Right,
do that.
So
to you guys.
you consider going to the bathroom in public crazy shit? Like you wouldn't
Oh,
believe
it's just
him.
nasty. These fucking people are so dirty. I hate it when I see
some
somebody
people
even.
are, of course, but like at this point in life, like how do you just?
You're sitting on 1,200 people's asses at this fucking place. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah,
you're
I'm
not
sorry,
sitting
but you
on
try
this.
not to think
Oh.
about you got to be a
Oh.
neurotic. You know?
No, you get the toilet seat cover things that they
Yeah,
got.
and
Yeah,
if you don't have
that. Or
those, you
just
lay
put toilet paper
on
on
it.
the
That's
seat.
what I was always
Nasty shit. Is it me? Am I next? Because I'm going to vomit. Let me get my next thing here. Check
Get
this
a
out.
bucket.
This is.
I gotta.
I don't have them in the, on the card, but I do have Saurod's whole
Wait,
card.
actually, no, Joe, you went with Gwildor, right? And we never went
Oh,
around
you
after
did?
that.
Oh,
We
I'm
started
sorry.
talking about
Go
it.
ahead, Tyler. Tyler, my bad. I apologize.
Greedy bastard. Randor is my next one. And I just moved that up sporadic, like just spur of the moment, just because I do like seeing him like looking over the three towers and Grayskull, but that's not what he does. And I think it would have been interesting to see him fight one evil warrior or hordeman, or just somebody seeing the king is not just someone who stands in regal. Like, no, this is the king Randall that's going to be seen in combat. So we at least should have seen him fighting Spike or fighting, Grizzlor, hand to hand or something, or with his staff or something like that. But
Especially after he speared Faker in the mini comic, you think, hey, have some fucking action, because you can tell he can
make that number 3. We need to redo King Randor's card art.
Just redo them all.
Yeah, just redo all of them. Mine is, I hate to say it, but it is Clam Champ. And I hate saying that because I do love those characters and I really love Clam Champ, but his pose is kind of weird. Not sure what's going on. Like,
awkward.
Especially like right now with that image Tyler put in my head of Ninja and Clam Champ, something we're working on. It's just, nah.
It's too dainty for Clam Champ. Like, this is like Carl Weathers.
Too badass. Yeah, that they should be like. It needs to be more intense than it was.
A sock on his arm or something like that.
He's got a puppet.
Which is just like
maybe it's like the fencing technique that he's using or something.
Yeah. I still see my Clam Champ acting like that in battle. No. Like if he's gonna have banter like Inigo Montoya and Wesley and Princess Bride, he wouldn't be doing this, I
think a lot of it to do also is it's just the line art is off in the coloring. Something is strange because again,
there's
on
something
the front
very
of his,
odd about Clam Champ in general in the card.
Yeah,
art.
because the front of his card, like I said, it's almost the same similar pose, but it's so much more dynamic. It looks a lot better. It looks 100 times better. Everything's lost in that fucking piece. It's just, I don't know. I think they inked it, lined it, colored it, and just something's so fucking strange. It's a shame. It is.
There's the same on the Titus box art where it's like kind of the same pose, but it looks way worse on the back of the box than it does.
Oh yeah. Agreed. All right, Nathan.
I guess before Joe passes it on to me and calls me like whatever.
Pig tank.
Death nuts.
No, he wasn't going to pass it on to you. He's going to go straight into his next choice.
I was going to say, hey, fuck off, pig tank.
I'm going to talk about that would be funny if you just kept skipping over me and just going back.
Then you guys say I'm the one that has the ego in here, and yet Joe just thinks it's all about me on this podcast.
He's got like 10 million followers on every social media platform.
It is all about the subscribers. Like that's what makes you, a celebrity nowadays, right, Joe?
Well, when you're getting pissed off and somebody's trying to treat you like you're a fucking piece of scum, it's like, okay, I'm going to hit you back. That's the only reason I did it. Otherwise, I don't do that kind of shit. I just got upset.
But you did it anyway.
Yeah, I did. You're right. I did do it, but I got pissed. So go ahead, Nathan. You're important. You're actually somebody's.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I appreciate that, Joe. Mine is Gwildor. A little bit higher than the rest, of course, because I like how Blade and Saurod look in this, and I like the idea of Gwildor being like, I disappear, but there is something off on Gwildor's face, and I kind of wonder if it's because we get it also with the Saurod card back. It's a little off. I'd say it looks better than this.
A lot off, because that's my next. Again, I love seeing Saurod. It's his gimmick, which I love his fucking gimmick, and I like see.
Yeah, I know. Just
Oh, well,
that's all
I'm
right.
sorry.
No,
I'm
I know it's
segue.
cool. Hey, no, go ahead. No,
he
I
doesn't
think
matter,
it.
and I don't matter. The record
Well,
doesn't matter.
well, you know what? Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do, Joe.
We're just
Because
matter and anti-matter.
you're going into Sarod, so we actually can skip my next round because the next one up from that is Sarod. So we can go
Okay.
ahead and
All
we can
right.
collectively
Joe,
we can
that way
tag team the
he's giving
Sarod.
you
Thanks,
more
man.
time to talk, and that way you don't
Yeah.
interrupt him later on.
Yeah, I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
there
do
we
that
go.
to you, honey pants. Now check this out. So you look at this,
Joe
and
doesn't
this
mind.
one.
It's mine never matter because Joe don't mind because we don't matter, right, Joe?
There you go.
Yep.
Well, check this out. Like I said, because this one, it does have a nighttime setting. It is spooky. It's something
Yeah,
that
but check this out.
Scareglow should have been in the spooky nighttime setting. But
I
while
love the
Sora
nighttime
looks,
setting on that.
Me
yeah,
too.
it's a great
Beautiful.
nighttime setting. Sora does look pretty damn
It
cool.
looks fucking awesome.
Gwildor, again, kills this fucking piece. It's like, how is he strange in every fucking depiction?
It looks better than the Gwildor one that does though.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, but still just
even in the mini comic, they can't
Weird.
get Gwildor's face right. It's
Yeah.
just like the beard is
it's almost off. I don't know
don't
what they're trying to do. If they're thinking, oh, this is kind of elf or a leprechaun. I don't know how to
Well,
draw. But-
do you think maybe it gravitated more towards the likeness in the movie and maybe not
I don't
wanting
know
to
what
make
they
it
were
the
doing, I'll
same
be
because then
honest.
the actor
Because
could
this
be
doesn't
like,
even look
hey,
like the
where's my
movie.
fucking cut?
This just looks like a fucking strange troll creature. He looks weird in the face, but otherwise, I mean, Sauron's drawn pretty damn cool. But yeah, I can't wait till we start talking about card fronts. But otherwise, that's my next one. So
Yeah, it's almost like we like the card front art so much that we always ask you to put them on T-shirts and then you never.
what's
do.
yours, Tyler? How about you, Tyler? What's next? Everybody's gonna jump on me because of that now.
You
Go
know,
ahead,
I
Tyler.
probably should have worn my Sauron one to remind Joe, hey, this would be great if I had Blade and Gwildor to go along with it.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Joe's gonna pass a big one.
No, he's gonna shit his pants.
Yeah. Oh God.
Give it hell, Joe.
Grab a hold of something, give it hell, man.
be like Tyler after a date when he's held in all those farts.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Tear up the
I could see you just like yelling then too. You're just like holding the seat and just like
There's a
Seat
lot
just
like this
catches
Rocco
on
farts.
fire.
You watch Rocco's Modern Life, you hear the farts in that cartoon. They're just like trying to convey emotion. That's what they were like in the car. What?
Yeah, that would have been funny to witness in person.
Anyway, back to reality here. Clam Champ is my next one, and there's just no defending it. The Ninjor looks very good, but seeing the power pincer just kind of clip Ninjor's sword and clip the nunchucks is not the most interesting way to see the power pincers. Like they should either be used to grab a hold of Ninjor or to pick up a large object, like he's going to hurl it at Ninjor, or he's thrusting forward and Ninjor is like avoiding it. It's like showing it. It's very minute. Like, I got your weapon. I clipped your sword. Like, it's not powerful enough.
That's the best you could think of. You can. Yeah.
It's not good enough. It's not worthy of the character. Damn it. So, Rebecca, add him on the list too.
Mm-hmm.
If I hadn't already said it.
I thought you already. You already did.
I'll do it again.
All right, mine is King Randor. This is where it starts to get really hard.
Yeah.
You gotta give us details. You get.
I'm just saying this is when it starts to get really hard because I actually really like that card back. It's very beautiful. I love the overlooking everything, but it is a little boring compared to all the others. These are action figures. You need the drawings to be action and dynamic and show them in action. Otherwise, I can imagine a little boy picking that up and being like, this is boring compared to these guys who's fighting and this guy's shooting and.
Yeah, it's a kid who's kind of new to the line. I've been all about it if I had access to getting King Randor as a kid. But I think anybody who's new, you see a king figure, and then you see this big tough black guy with this clamp, and a guy with an eye patch and swords, and this lizard cyborg with like probably who would you choose? There's not much of a question there.
It doesn't make it look like he's doing much, and
And he looks out of place because, I mean, looking at the Eternia playset, which it'd been awesome to see more into that. But if anything, you figure, okay, maybe he could have been somewhere on top of Grayskull Tower. Just seeing him on Central Tower, just the way he's looking over, it's like, I just don't fucking get it. I don't care about how he's supposed to be looking out over on Eternia. It doesn't feel right, and it looks so fucking off. Yeah, there should have been something else with that, because it did not work. That's why he was, was he my number 1 or my number 3? I think he was my number 3 after Rotar and Twistoid, shitty ones, but that sucks that it had to be so bad.
Well I'll ask Joe and Tyler this. When you did get that figure, and Tyler, I don't know if you got him as a kid, but when you played with King Randor and having watched Filmation, were you kind of just setting him off to the side to be like an in-between battle thing? Like you'd go and talk to Randor, and it's like, oh yeah, now we go to battle. Like, how
you know what helped
you
for me?
guys
What worked for me
use him in
was the
playtime?
mini comic Search for Keldor, because seeing as this is a different looking King Randor than obviously the cartoon. I mean, the figure is different, but how he's portrayed and when he's in battle and when he would throw his fucking spear and took out Faker, I tried to reenact that. I would try to always set the edge of the spear on his hand and do a battle punch where I would hope it always launch it towards Faker. So I was always engaging him in battle, believe it or not. I never had him sit in front of Grayskull or look like he was looking over all of his people. No, that comic helped. And it shows how that can help when you're doing this, trying to get kids' imaginations to get it going. Search for Keldor really fucking worked for making King Grandor look like a badass. So that comic helped me. This card back did not help me do anything. At no point, just to let you know, I never took him and put him on my Eternia playset on Central Tower. Ever. So the card back did not sell it, but sure fuck the mini comic did.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just,
sorry, Rebecca, go ahead.
it's like when they were told, like, well, what does a king do? Oh, he just rules
He's
over
regal.
his kingdom. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's
Like
boring.
there was a miscommunication in terms of how to portray the character.
Yeah,
You know, it's like he's King Randor, like
he's a
he
badass.
just sits around and does king stuff. Like, no, this is the king's going to go out there and fight along with everybody else. And that would have been my take on the character if I'd had him. I didn't get him until elementary school. I had to trade current toys to get King Randor, which is how I got Snout, Spout, and Zodak. So I didn't have an opportunity to actually play with him. It was more about, I own King Randor. This is great. But he didn't have his cape and he didn't have his staff, but he had his armor and his crown. But yeah, I probably would have had a lot of fun because it was a very visually striking character. I loved the look. I was like, that doesn't look like Filmation. He looked enough like the Filmation character in the face. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. He's got armor and staff and nice, beautiful blue cape. So I'd have loved it if I had the opportunity to. And Joe, there's another one we could put on a tank top as well. But
I'll see what
disappointment.
I'll see what I can.
Is there something with Randor's face in terms of how it was molded? Because I don't own the vintage figure, and pretty much all the ones that I see on eBay for a decent price, like the tip of the nose is always so scuffed up.
I ain't scuffing
It's screwed up.
It's weird. I'd get it, but then if I do that,
recall
I have to turn my back to you guys. I can't grab mine.
Oh yeah, I'm not. You don't have to get them off your shelf or anything.
He should be around here somewhere. Oh, here he is. I forgot. I have to sit him down because his legs don't hold him up very well. Not really. I don't know if he'll.
Yeah. See, you can see the little dark spots on his face, especially on his nose and on his cheek. Why is that? It seems like everyone I come across looks exactly like that. Joe, what are you doing?
I was going to try to block my camera and get up and get mine, but then I'll probably fall and you guys are going to see me standing on the chair and then I'll fall over and I'll slip.
That would be amazing.
Never mind. So yeah, I'm sure I did see what you've seen. A lot of them do have this kind of scuff on the nose. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just to let you know with Scareglow, I suggest anybody out there who has one that's loose, always try to move his cape off of his shoulders. Because if it just sits there, that cape has the stain has went onto the glow of his shoulders. Almost everybody's Scareglow has that. Mine even has a slight one. So anybody has a card, it's just pretty much done. But if you do have a loose one and you're, prone to moving it, move that cape around, let it breathe. Otherwise, it stains the shoulders. But I'll check mine another time. But my next one that I'm going to, which was, holy shit, is this saying 50 cents? Or is that? Well, I'll have to show you guys the front after this. This is Elder Beerman. I told you a lot of my later waves I started getting Elder Beerman, but is Blade. Now this is where I'm getting to where they're all pretty damn. I enjoy them all, but it's cool seeing them kick ass with Man at Arms and Tila holding his own, both those goddamn swords. The whole fucking background is dynamic as hell. It's like there's nothing to complain about. I know we got like I think a gray mustache Man at Arms. Who gives a shit? But otherwise, this is a really badass piece. So this is my next one is Blade. I can't complain about the rest that I'm going to talk about. Not that I really complain about the others, but well, now we're getting to the good ones that I consider.
Did we just go from Joe talking about Sarod? Oh no, yeah, everybody went around. See, now my brain's going.
Oh, look, it originally said $4.99, but then it's crossed off and it says 50 above it. I hope that didn't mean 50 cents. God, if this was 50
what, like dollars?
No, 50 cents. Like it says $4.99. It was an Elder Beerman, $4.99. There is a red slash through it, and then it says just 50. Oh my God!
I mean, it probably was
50 cents, man. That
would probably clearanced everything because this was sort of like the beginning of the end, right? When this wave dropped, not a lot of people were.
Yeah.
Well, 50 cents for Blade, damn. So there you go, 50 cents. But Blade really is card back card, but goddamn, 50 cents. Go ahead, Tyler.
Gwildor's my next one. I just love seeing all three movie characters featured on the same card art, and Gwildor just disappearing using the Cosmic Key. So it's a very simple one. It's effective. And that's really all I'm about to say about it. It's just visually appealing to me, and it's about as far as I can really go into it in terms of like details and stuff like that. Because what I have to say about others, I have a lot more to say about as we get a little deeper into the list here.
Yeah, the Gwildor is mine too.
Yeah,
I know.
There could have been more to it.
I was sitting here. Well, after he said that, I'm like, is there anyone I would put below that? And I'm like, now it gets really hard because I'm in all the ones I really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's cool. I really like it. It's got, like Tyler said, it's got Sarod and Blade on it and Gwildor, and those are all characters I like. So I don't have anything negative to say about this one. And it's even though his face is a little goofy,
It is. You're right. It is. It's weird.
It's something's happening in it. They're coming after him and he's disappearing. It's cool. I like it.
All right.
Clam Champ, which is a shame.
Surprised it lasted that far. Wow.
I wanted him to be higher, but just the pose, man. And I don't understand the shininess of like his legs and thighs too. It just
put that away, Tyler, you dick. Look at him showing that. I got a minute. I'm cardboard.
It's like for people to look at that if we don't know.
It still is really.
But yes, mine is in a nice acrylic case here. It's pretty damn. Should admit 10. Don West would be proud. Yeah.
How much did you pay for that?
I paid $175, I think, for this thing, and it came with the acrylic case.
How long ago was that?
Probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. The figures were getting pretty pricey at that time, men on card, but you could still get some for under $100. But his was like, oh my God, like if I'm gonna like pull the trigger on like one of my favorites, like I'm gonna do it because I probably want to do it again, and I'm so glad I did. But I can't fit them.
Yeah.
I can't fit him on the shelf over here because the acrylic case is so nice. I'm leaving him in that one, so I have to set it down over here on the shelf there. So I'm sorry, Joe, yours is not made on card.
An asshole. I sat there and didn't blink for all the time he did it. It really pissed me off. What a prick. All right, well, my next one is one I, for some reason, can't find the card
you
back.
skipped over Nathan again.
No, did I? I thought he said something. Didn't you say?
No, I said Clam Champ.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm
sorry. I
sorry.
think she's just so used to Joe doing it. She's just...
Yeah.
No,
Nathan,
Tyler left off talking, so I thought, okay, sorry.
Well, Nathan's actually forgettable when you say, when he's talking. But anyways, my next one, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, prick.
What's this hot sauce you're talking about?
I'm sorry. I didn't.
No clue.
You're all good people. So anyways, my next one I couldn't find, but it's up on the screen. It's Snake Face. God damn, do I love it. I mean, it's quick. It gets right to the point, scares the shit out of you. It's drawn beautifully, and it doesn't have a big dynamic background like a lot of the others, but it still fucking works. I love that art. Like, goddamn, you picture, like I said, he's right behind Clam Champ, looks, and bam, turned to stone. God damn, do I love that. Why don't I have this? This pisses me off because I thought I had it. Now I got to search to find it because I'm pissed I don't have one of my favorites. But Snake Face is my next one.
Sauron is mine. Fights that take place at night go a long way for me, and that's one of the big winners of it. And plus, just seeing Sauron in solo action, chasing after Gwildor at nighttime, there's something visually. Even certain episodes of Filmation are fun to watch if they take place only at night, except Rand and the Monster, which Malcolm sucks.
What?
And I said it, and I'll
Fuck
say it
this,
again.
I'm out of here. Fuck
Him
this.
and that
Fuck
damn
this, I'm
blonde
out of
wig
this.
that he's wearing.
It's like Steven Seagal all over again. Look what you've
I
done.
know this podcast is over, and just
Put it in my fucking holograph mask. It'll blind me. I'll be panting, and I'll get out of here. It's an excuse to get off this podcast because this will have me so fucking hot. I'll be hot in like 3 minutes.
why don't you go do your own damn podcast?
Okay, fine. Piss off. Oh, fuck's he gonna say that about Mo?
Then he'll start getting more views and subscribers than us just because
no,
our
it's Joe.
1,000 subscribers just
I
jumped
know
right over to
itches.
Joe, and we worked for nothing, all
And it
because
must have been his. Did you catch that? His nose was itching. Huh.
What's that mean?
His nose
Oh,
was
shut
itching?
up, goddamn.
Yeah, he said his nose was itching. Must be like one of those twitches.
No, it's piss off. All right, Newt,
Damn
what's
DT.
yours? Come
And
on.
didn't do any
Yeah,
coke
this
today.
one's so hard. This is like when everything almost starts to become a tie, but I went with Ninjor.
What?
That's a fucking great one.
damn right it is.
Little low.
I'm saying it's a
Little
great
low,
one, Joe.
though.
I'm not saying, oh, it's low on the list because it sucks. It's because it's really fucking hard to choose.
Oh, God
Yeah,
damn.
Joe.
This is bullshit.
No.
I love it. That's
this
what
is-
That's what it should be. Something's happening. There's a story being told there. They're around that campfire.
That's what I
coming
love
in on
about
'em.
that.
It tells a story, and you're like, oh, what's going on? And as a kid, when you're imagining it, you're like making stuff up in your head. You're using your imagination, but also being. Why are you shaking your head, Joe?
This is horseshit.
Come on,
This
come
is
on, Rebecca,
horseshit.
Say it, Rebecca.
Fuck you, Joe.
That's great. Oh, I love it. Oh, Christ. Go
I
ahead,
like
Nathan.
her,
Go.
no, the next time she does it, we don't tell her. She's just like, can we get a sample of how it sounds when you say it like with aggression? Let's just hear you say it like,
Fuck you, Joe.
oh my god,
Yeah.
That sounded pretty
there we go.
offensive. I like
that
that.
is good.
That's horseshit, though. It really
He
is.
just pulls that trigger and hits Joe with it when he doesn't expect it. Oh man,
I can't believe it.
Size, like about this big in his chest.
You ever been kicked or punched in the balls so hard it felt like they were in your throat? That's
Yeah, I
what it
have
feels
all the time, Joe.
All right, well,
He's on a fire tonight. Where's the drums?
It's like I punched in the balls all the time. Right?
Well, I think the better question to ask would be like, how many times have you punched or kicked somebody in the balls?
Well, that's
Newt?
only within fighting, and I know everybody. Well, besides.
Oh no, it doesn't have to be
Probably like
fighting.
5
I was
times.
talking to her,
I
not
don't know.
you. 5 times?
Oh.
Oh. We weren't talking about me anymore. Oh God.
All right. So what's yours, Nathan? I can't believe it.
Next up for me would be Mosquitoer. It's not the
Wow, I
strongest
can't believe
bit
it
of
made
art.
up that high on the list.
I think it's just the scenario that we're in because we are playing a lot. There's a lot of different. We got daytime, we got nighttime, we got like a tropical setting, we got one that looks like it's in a swamp. I think what sets it up a little bit higher for me is like the blood on his chest and how that looks.
It does
I'm
look
always
pretty
a sucker
wicked.
for
It
that
Yeah,
kind of
does.
stuff.
that part was really cool about it.
It's like Newt said. Once you get to a certain point, it was really difficult to be like, I want to put this one higher. Maybe it needs to be lower.
Oh, my
Yeah,
like the next 4 here were easy for me to set this up. Like I was just like, because some of these I'm like I've well, they'll explain themselves, but I didn't find this last bit to be hard at all, honestly.
Well, you know what's weird is I must have doubled up at some point, but that happens because I ramble 100 miles an hour. So I have 3 left. I don't know how that happened, but I have talked and I've looked at everything. I think I've talked about them all. But I'm gonna get now. Here goes my 3. My number 3
which means I'm on number 4, so I have.
is Yeah, check that fucking one out right there with Squeeze. It's just like he's got them both. I like how it almost looks like. At first, I thought when I was a kid, I thought Rio Bless was reaching for like his backpack gun. But the more I look at it, it's like he's trying to punch. Like, what the fuck? But I love just the thought how just Squeeze jumped right out of the fucking bushes or wherever he was and caught them some bitches to squeeze them probably to death. What a perfect gimmick! What a beautiful piece. So. My number 3 is Squeeze. God damn, do I love this piece. So, number 3, Squeeze.
Are we on number 3 or 4?
I'm on 4.
We're on number 4.
I don't know.
Joe's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
We're not
I'm
going to
not
worry
sure
about
what
him.
more on my.
He's in his
I don't
own
know what I
bubble.
did.
Yeah, I got 4 more as well, so I don't know where Joe
What's crazy
screwed
is
up.
I have mentioned all of them, so I must have doubled up at one point, but that's me because I'm just, like high strung. Go ahead, Tyler. What's your 4?
Thank you, sir. You're too kind. Snake Face is my number 4, and it's not. It's just it's. Of course, for me as a kid, I'm thinking like Medusa. Like, oh my god, this is just like Medusa because I didn't get to have Snake Face till I got older, and to see that card art depicting, and he's turning Clam Champ to stone. Like, oh my god, which it has often made me think that they made Snake Face so powerful. Like the character. You almost feel like you can't use the character that much. Like even though it was shitty what MYP did to him by just turning him to stone with his own reflection was bullshit. But the character is so damn powerful. You kind of feel like how the hell do you beat him? You can't look at him. The guy can just turn you to stone like instantaneously. So it almost makes him the most powerful villain over anybody. Skeletor, Hordak, King Hiss. Like unless you can fight the guy blind. The guy can turn you to stone just by looking at him.
I'm sure that it would be more along the lines of like, someone smartened up and does like the mirror trick to him or something.
But it's just not. I mean, like
done to death.
Well, I think in Clash of Titans, like her reflection cannot harm you. Like, so that this character is clearly based on Medusa. It's a male Medusa. So, and they say in Clash of the Titans that her reflection cannot. Not that they're deliberately pulling from that, but when I think about that, like that's the whole point of like protection is that it gives you something to fight back if you just can see the reflection. So I just thought it was kind of cheap when they did that in MYP. So it's almost like you either have to take away the gimmick and just make him a very frightening character. Like if he's up close, the snakes are coming out and snap at your face and poisonous, get into your nose and your eyes and stuff. Or you make him like, all right, you're ace in the hole, bring out Snake Face and just turns everybody to stone. He pulls a John Cena and just squashes everybody. And like shit.
Well, I guess that is a weird position to have that character in because it would be the detriment that he would be strong for a while, but I think once everybody else smartened up to it, they would kind of find ways to defeat him quite easily, potentially. So, I don't know. It's a weird one.
It's a fun discussion, though. It's just like, you're not going to get this on any other podcast here, people. This is thought-provoking here, people. You will walk away from this podcast thinking about this tomorrow morning at work. I'm telling you, you will.
I bet. No, they're probably going to think about that person that wrote with the turd in the bathroom.
And then they're going to go do it at work. And like, they'll never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Snake Face.
All right, Newt, go ahead. Let's see how you can piss me off now. Go ahead. What's yours? Okay.
Because he's.
What did you think of Gwildor in that fucking piece, by the way? What did you think?
The face is off. I just think the artists were having a hard time in his face for some reason. I don't know if they had a blurry picture of him or what, but that's the only thing. That's the only complaint about that picture I have. I mean, I love the nighttime setting. I love Sorod. So if Sorod's in it, it's automatically going to get a bump in ratings for me. So.
Okay.
Fuck you, Joe.
Yeah.
Everyone. She says her thing, but fuck you, Joe. Hey, welcome to the show.
Gold.
Fuck you, Joe.
Oh, we need a t-shirt design of that.
Yeah, I think we need it in all variations. We need one with Newt saying it. We need one with me holding Stratos to my ear. It's also saying it.
Oh, Christ. All right, Nathan, what's your next one?
Joe, you better get on the ball, or we're going to have somebody else.
Yeah, you got a bunch of shirts to make, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My number 4 is Squeeze. I do think that this could be a little bit better. Like, we're getting the implied. I would kind of maybe like to see more of the squeezing action going on. Maybe one character instead of 2, but they're already, like, in
maybe like
in
a
the
third
grass.
panel, like how they progress from one to this, and then the third could have
Yeah.
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 They could do that sort of like how they've done with the other ones here, like have an image in the upper left, and then have your main one where he's squeezing them. But yeah, this kicks ass. You got Rio Blast, of course, and Extendar in there, and I like the setting that they're in. It kind of makes you wonder, like, how did they get there? How did all this go down? And as Newt alluded to, anytime you can get a card back that's making you think and using your imagination, that's what you want, especially when you're a kid.
I like that.
It's a
You're
setting
all
we've
right
never seen
there.
in
I
the
take
card
that back.
arts too. It's almost like a beach setting, like tall grass with palm trees and stuff. It's just something that Errol's never given us, and I like, God, this was so cool about it. It's similar to like the Cobra Khan one. Am I thinking the Cobra Khan one? Did the Cobra Khan one kind of like has a similar setting like that, guys?
Where it's in the grass, is that what you mean? The part where it's in the grass and shit, or what?
Tall grass, or I guess it's not really beachy, but I was thinking there was another one that's similar, but not so much. Maybe not so much. Never mind.
All right. Well. Speaking of grass and shit, I love mosquitoes, and
Joe
this is my
loves
number
shooting
2.
in the grass.
That's right. I'll shit in the grass. But here's my
Well,
number.
when we were talking about how Joe had never used a public restroom, Grim was in the chat and was like, "What? Not even in the park?"
Now listen.
So that makes sense.
All right.
Checks out.
All right. Well, let me get to my number 2 in mosquito, and I'll tell you why. I mean, first you look at a lot of things. You got a snake in the grass, which is Rattler, who just got caught off guard by fucking mosquitoes, they're around like fucking murky water and shit. Even like, look at how his boots are being just coming out of that nasty ass murky water where mosquitoes do fucking stay. There's a lot of shit going in the background. That blood on the chest does look so fucking wicked and detailed, and he's sucking them to where he's getting that blood out. And even like when you're looking at Rattler, it's like he's got extra like sharp nails. This was some good ass fucking drawing, but yeah, he got sucked and blood.
God,
He was just sucking them
I
off.
would just
so
say
hard.
he's draining him, like he's sucking them off.
No.
Good. I mean, he's
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the blood is going to town, but
he's going to town. He's really just sucking on him.
this really, like I said, it caught a lot of elements of snake in the grass, mosquitoes in a swamp. Everything worked good, but beautiful art, and that's my number 2.
Joe clearly does. We're all talking over. He's like, "You get mosquitoes in a swamp." He's just trying to talk louder than all of us because he's not letting us take away his thunder here. When we're like,
just
Joe,
piss
don't
off.
make this perverted.
I hate all of you. I was just when I meant sucking.
Joe's mind is always in the gutter, always in the gutter.
Joe
That's my number
gutter.
2. I think you guys. I left my number 1 over there, but I don't know how I jumped ahead of you guys by numbers. You're on 3, I'm on 2, but go ahead to your 3.
It's
and
the
then,
dementia, man.
and then you
Joe's
guys,
taking
you
number
guys
2.
will have to double up after you guys finish your round 3. Then
Or you could just say you're number 1, and then we can finish.
3, 2,
the
1.
rest of
Okay.
the
Well,
list.
obviously, this is my fucking number 1. Nothing beats this goddamn Ninja. This is fucking awesome. I mean, that is the.
That is
And you know, I
fucking
love.
awesome.
And
I still have 3 more to do, and Joe's like, I'm done now.
Well, look, listen up. I still got my tab there, so I got
Nice.
the whole piece of art. But talk about
I hope
at
your
night,
finger goes
all
all
the
the way
shadows,
through
the
it.
campfire, but catching everybody fucking off guard. It's like nothing fucking explains more of Ninja or his gimmick and catching somebody from the
Beautiful
shadows.
shading on that one too.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, very much so.
Back
And how it's out in
Clam
the Wild
Champ
West.
stuff,
Like
yeah.
it's like
And see, Rebecca, it's
Real
like what
Blast
we talked about
territory.
earlier. Like, just with a campfire and creating shadows, like you said, that was the missed thing with Scareglow. He could have had a glow and shadow on back of him in that fucking cave. Scareglow's was just a missed opportunity, but they didn't miss anything on this piece. So my number 1 is Ninja. Just so
Yeah, that
fucking
one is freaking
cool.
awesome.
my number
Good
3
number
is
1, Joe.
Squeeze.
Thank you.
Sorry, Tyler.
Quite all right. Squeeze is number 3. Squeeze is my favorite of the Snake Man, always has been, and I just like the idea of him taking on multiple. I like the small depictions of the action feature because it features Snout Spout as well. That you can take Squeeze and wrap around 3 action figures. God, it would have been awesome to see Errol depict all 3 of those guys in the illustration. Like he's tied up all 3 of them up. But just in that setting, it just kind of makes you wonder, like, where is Squeeze hiding in the tropical tall grass, near the beach kind of thing. I mean, it's a story I would love to see told, much like the Ninja one. Like, that's a story that I'm like, in itself, what you're seeing there, you could make a whole 14-page mini comic out of that. And that squeeze one too is just such an interesting, like, it just looks like peril. Like the hero's like, holy shit, man! Like, it's just nice to see them like depicting the villains as legitimate threats. A lot of times, sometimes it doesn't. It's not as conveyed as strongly. This one very much is, I think.
That is also my number 3. And like I said, it's some action's happening. It's right in the middle of that intense moment, right before he squeezes them, right before, he's got the surprise on him, and they're like, "What's going on?" He's about to squeeze them. It's a great drawing.
Anacondas are frightening as hell too. So I don't think people associate Squeeze as being anaconda as much as they should, because that's all I ever think of is Squeeze is the anaconda of the snake men. I mean, that's just what I always. Even though snakes will squeeze their prey, but I think of Squeeze as being like the walking anaconda of the group. In my opinion,
that's always scared the crap out of me, is the idea of being like crushed by a snake,
and then eat you.
And then eats you. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Do you think like Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube and John Voight are like going out to hunt for Squeeze?
Like Baby Bird, he's making that face, that kind of like squinting face, that he does. So young and so little.
I remember that movie.
God, the movie was fun to watch, but man, some shitty acting in it. I went and saw the movie 3 times in theaters when it came out.
Oh my God! I remember when that came out, and because we were in middle school at the time, and there were a lot of people that were like, "I'm gonna go see that this weekend." I was like, I don't know, it kind of looks shitty to me.
Well, I remember the movie poster for like awesome. Like, all you see was like the eyes of the snake, and when you can't breathe, you can't scream. It was a great tagline. Very simple.
I bet it doesn't hold up now.
I watched that thing back in 2010 all the way through. Was the last one. Like, God, this movie's a piece of shit. Even though watching the snake in action was fun.
Was the CG bad though? Because that 90s CG is very hit or miss.
It's not horrible. It's certainly better than the sequel. I mean, the sequel, Hunt for the Bloodworker, what a piece of shit that was.
Yeah, when we saw that
I had to. I wouldn't say I was forced to watch it, but it was down at the beach. Shut up, Joe. We can tell other stories.
No, I meant it was bad. No, I meant that part 2 was bad of that anaconda. Yeah. It was fucking bad.
Shot of, like the one anaconda underneath the water, like the above shot that's in the trailer.
Yeah,
that looked really cool. Other than that, like Jesus Christ, this movie sucks.
I had to watch it at the beach. I got really sunburnt, and I was basically just sitting on the couch, setting up a little bit so my back wasn't against it because it hurt to like lay against the couch. And
then you hurt your eyes watching this movie.
Free HBO, you gotta check it out.
There's free HBO this weekend, just to let everybody know. Free HBO and other stuff. And I watched Masters of the Universe today.
What lives like you, Joe?
Yeah, Masters of the Universe was on earlier today. The movie.
How about that?
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
What channel was playing that?
Well, with the HBOs came something called OCMAX. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what it was on. I think around 10:30 this morning. It's like, we get to watch Master of the Universe movie, so I watched that today.
I have HBO Max, so I don't need to get the.
Of course, you have everything. Is it your next fucking guest, Nathan, or is it somebody else's? I'm losing track.
It's Nathan's.
I'm kind of losing.
Nathan is up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mine is Blade. I really like the setting. I like the shadow work in there. I like that Blade is kind of going to town. The Man-at-Arms Teela's coming in. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And Blade's he looks like he's there to just kick everybody's ass, and that's kind of what he's doing. I like the art in this one a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. That's all I got. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe. Give us more of your card backs now. Oh wait, you're done.
I'm done. So I'm sitting there. So Tyler's too.
Who did you miss? You missed like 2.
I said them all. What's weird is I said every fucking one. I think my brain went nuts. I literally
just kept skipping over everybody. Now it's my turn.
Even though we didn't see it, Joe in his mind convinced himself that he.
I really did say them all. But go ahead, Tyler. What's your 2?
Number 2 is Ninjor. God, it's a masterpiece. It really deserves like its own 11x17 print of that illustration of surprising Clamp and Rio. And I just love the desert setting at night. You just figure those guys have probably been fighting snakes out there and stuff, and you got to fight a damn ninja out there by the campfire. Like, you imagine the fight that's going to ensue in those close quarters. Like, Clam Champ is, Rio Blast is more, is a gunslinger, but like it just kind of makes you wonder, like, is Ninja going to take out Rio Blast and his hand to have a Clam Champ, but then Rio Blast can't shoot his weapons with it for fear of like hitting. Oh god, it'd just be just a clusterfuck of action going on. Like, oh god, it'd be such a wonderful story to tell.
And they were really smart to put it at night, which is when Ninja would be attacking.
Yeah, it's just more menacing. There's something about the nighttime setting. I don't think we've ever mentioned on here, but there's something more popcorn about like things that take place at night. I don't know. It's like from an entertainment standpoint, it's like a Saturday night vibe to it. You know,
I think if you're thinking in terms of movies and stuff, you're drawn to it anyway because they have to really think about the setting and how to make the shadows work when they're shooting everything and make it look good. You know,
Yeah.
So it takes a lot more effort than just going out and shooting in the daytime. I think that's why we're drawn to it more.
It's just more visually striking. Even watching like the Dragon Invasion, it takes place all at night. You know, but that's interesting to me. There's something fun about that. This whole adventure takes place at night. I can't explain it. It's just something a lot of fun about it. And this one in particular, God, it's just badass. And it's I think I don't remember what Axel did for the Origins. Oh, I remember what it was. He actually took a pose that he did for me and used that very similar pose for the Origins card art. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking he was doing like a throwback to that one there. But the one that's on the current Origins card art, he did that for me before with the Ninja.
I need to catch up on the Origins card art. I haven't been keeping up.
Now there's gonna.
I love Axel's work. Axel's.
Well, the more recent ones that have come out, like the Jitsu one is a nice throwback to the original one. The Stratus one is nice. The Webster's nice. The Buzz Off one is awesome. And the Webster one's really cool. I mean, God, he's so damn good. I mean, he's the best, and I'm glad he's doing it. I just wish I could buy the toys and like enjoy it instead of like, oh God, they've done it again. You know, and then I gotta like, give money to Joe. So, Joe, can you make this look better? Because Mattel's too damn cheap.
He's trying not to interrupt.
No.
That's what he's doing, I think.
Mine number two
pulling
is
Danny DeVito here.
Snakeface.
Wow, Snakeface number two. Kind of makes you wonder what number one's gonna be.
I know we already have the same number one. No, I'm obsessed with the scene in Clash of Titans with Medusa. I've always have been ever since I was a little kid. And that image of just a dude with like a terrifying face, snakes coming out of his eyes, and his tongue coming out. It's like that's terrifying. And then the fact that he can just turn you to stone too.
And at any point, just knock you over and you
fall to pieces.
Yeah.
Until Skeletor brings you back to life.
Threat.
You know.
We'll pretend that didn't happen.
But it's a nice take on it because even though he's got snakes in his hair, but to have snakes come out of his mouth, you know, and his eye sockets as well. Like God, it's such a nice touch.
Yeah, that differentiates him from Medusa, and the fact that it's a male, and that he's a physical threat as well as just like I don't know what the word is. He can hurt you by not touching you, but he can also, if it comes down to that, if you have like He-Man has a blindfold on or something is going after him, he's also a threat like that too.
Which that would actually be a really cool visual, like He-Man with a blindfold trying to fight Snakeface would be.
Yeah, have his Van Damme moment from Bloodsport.
And he can't see, and he's like blocking, and you see the snakes like coming at him, and he can't. That's scary. That's cool.
Oh God, that'd be
tremendous.
Yeah,
you just picture He-Man with like on his face and probably like on his upper body, just like nicks where he's already like bleeding a little bit too, and he looks sort of exhausted. Yeah, that would make for a good. There's another one. Let's go ahead and do that one too. But that is also my number two. Between that and my number one, it was a really tough decision. I like this one a lot because the upper left art works for this quite a bit. I like he's already there. You're getting the turn, like oh shit, and then he's turned to stone. Echoing what you guys have already said, just the whole Medusa aspect is just a really nice touch. And it's a cool thing to think about. That's honestly probably my favorite thing about Clash of the Titans is Medusa.
That's what sold me that film when I was 4 years old. I had to sit to watch Medusa. That was all I wanted to see was Medusa in action. Didn't know nothing of Greek mythology. It was all about seeing Medusa in action.
Remember the battle in that new shitty remake?
Oh God.
Son of a
Remember
bitch.
where you and I we went. Yeah.
He took
We
on your
saw it
birthday.
together, right?
That's the worst
I took my
birthday.
dad to go see it. Yeah. God.
I think I went with.
That's
When did that come out? It's like 20.
Yeah, April 4th
so
of like
bad.
2010, I think. Oh my God.
2010.
It was
20
packed up with college
Yeah.
kids who just laughed at anything, any kind of minor sexual innuendo, like, oh, like, fuck all you. God, what a piece of shit. Stephen Worthington, man, what a shitty actor he was. Like, it's like
Sam
whatever.
Worthington.
See, I don't care because he's so forgettable.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sam is a terrible name after all.
It is. I understand that. But he's like Shia LaBeouf. Like, Hollywood gets fixated on some generic guy. Like, why? Why is this guy so good? His acting is very substandard. We're got to put him in here. Like, what a shitty person.
They put him in everything back in that time period.
They did.
That's
why I couldn't understand. And they made Pegasus black. I guess because I thought white was wimpy.
It's cheesy. I know. I didn't get that either.
And then the Kraken just when he finally gets all the way out of the water, well, then he's dead. Like, what the fuck?
So,
And then there's no connection between Perseus and Andromeda. I guess because the redheaded girl from the second James Bond film must have been fucking somebody behind the scenes, so they made her a more prominent character. Because it's supposed to be about Perseus saving Andromeda because of their relationship, not just because, I guess I gotta. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I guess I'll just save her, and then we'll bring back the redheaded girl that's fucking the director or something like that.
And they made a sequel.
Yeah, Wrath of the Titans.
I didn't watch that one.
I didn't either. My dad saw it because he liked seeing bad movies and telling me about it. Like, not fun bad movies, bad movies. Dad, why did you do this?
Why'd you do it to me, Dad?
Tells me he likes Venom. I'm like, I don't know. My father's dead to me.
Which also got a sequel, and that's coming out soon.
Yeah, people keep asking me at the theater, when's Venom coming out? And I'm like, I don't know.
Joe, speaking of sequels...
I'm at the theater, I'm so enthusiastic about the movies coming out. People are like, so what's everybody seeing? I'm like...
Well, Shang-Chi's number 4 at the box office again. That's a pretty big damn deal. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that might be a decent movie, but I'm not gonna.
It looks so generic. It looks like very casual people with a lot of lights around them.
No one wanted a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
Yeah, I sure didn't, and I sure didn't want Tom Hardy playing Venom either. He's another guy. Like, why does everyone keep going to this guy too? He's nothing special. I gave him okay for Mad Max, but he didn't do anything in Mad Max.
That's true.
He
relied on everybody else.
And he was a shitty Bane. He's a shitty Venom.
Yeah. Joe, did you know that Halloween Kills is coming out on Peacock the same day as theater release? So you don't even have to go to the theater and see if you don't want to. You just find Trey and be like, "Hey, Trey, I'm coming to your house. I brought some hot sauce. You're gonna hate it, but we'll watch Halloween Kills."
No, we're gonna go see that at the theater, but I don't know what Peacock is. But we're gonna go to the theaters. We're gonna go to the movie see that. Gotta go see it. You gotta go to the theaters. So what's your number one, Tyler? We already know what it is. The same as Rebecca's, but go ahead.
Oh, well. I have a special presentation for this one here.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
I like how it's Tyler's week to show and tell.
Yeah, because mine even has a little film strip on the bottom there too. I wasn't going to buy one metal cart unless they had the film strip on the bottom, like when I got it when I was a kid. But it has the Powers of Grayskull mini comic in it. It doesn't have the Cosmic Key, which is a real oddity.
Hey, my Sorod has it there, but the Sorod's not in here. But it's got it right there. Fuck, God, he brags all the time.
Yeah, Joe. Are you talking, Joe?
This is horrible. Fucking bragging about having all these goddamn carded figures.
I mean, I can get down all of them and brag about it if you'd like. I mean, if you're going to give me shit,
I'll
show you all of them.
That's fine.
I got Prince Adam's men on card. You want me to show you both of those?
It's okay. No, sweet Jesus, stay in your fucking chair. Oh, Christ. Here we fucking... I got this one, and I got that one. This one's got a little more yellow bubbles. This one's got
over
yellow.
Here. I got a metal card Triclops with the ring. I've got a Whiplash. I got a Rio Blast. Oh, well. I mean, I'll at least show you this one here. I mean, how could anybody not want to see a metal card He-Man here?
Nice.
Can you believe that, Joe? How about that, man?
Look how beautiful that card art is.
I know. Look at that, Joe. Doesn't just make your nipples hard just looking at it?
Yeah.
I know. I'm pulling
really
it
don't
up
like-
right
we
now.
wouldn't
What
know.
can I
He's got the
say there?
scarf there.
I
What's
don't like,
that?
I don't like that guy.
He's like, well, I hope you die.
Well, why did you both pick Blade as your number one?
Well, the card art stuck out to me when I bought the figure. That's one of the few card arts that was burned into my brain. Like only a few I could vividly remember. As many of the figures I have of Blades, I couldn't remember Gwildor's, but I remember Blades. And it was just the dungeon and seeing them fight, not the movie forms of Man-at-Arms and Tila, but the vintage, which I thought was an interesting visual. But just seeing him taking them both on in that dungeon setting with the spiral staircase going up the side, like I wanted to see more of that dungeon area. Like I was just fascinated by the setting. Like, oh my god,
It's telling a story.
badass.
Something's happening, you know. There's a whole story
Yeah.
why Man-at-Arm and Teal are there, and then Blade comes and attacks them, and you can feel like how sharp those fucking blades are in that picture, like the movement and everything. It's so fucking good. I love that in artwork. And this is everywhere in Clash of Arms where you feel the hits and you feel like those blades are fucking sharp, and you can hear them like moving through the air.
And
Brilliant
that's
piece of
when
work.
Newt, as a kid, would take
A Barbie doll and
Barbie doll and go get a knife, and she'd be like, "Flap." Yeah.
He's just
All right, Nathan, go
such a
ahead.
great character. Blade is.
yeah,
It's just-
and it's Blade in there too. I do also love seeing him with the classic Tila and Man-at-Arms, and that's my favorite look of Tila's is with her snake armor and everything. So
See, there's an
Loved it.
amalgamation of He-Man that's not used enough. It's like you could have Tila, but have ever so often have the Cobra armor on. Like to see Tila with her Filmation look, but every so often have the snake armor on.
like if she's going
With
out
their
to
snake
battle,
staff.
you see her, like
Yeah, like that's her battle gear or ceremonial
yeah, if she's
battle gear or
she's
something
leading
like
the
that.
guards, it's like
Yeah.
putting that on.
Like I don't want to hear that has some sort of bullshit like origin or something like that. It's just like no, it looks badass. That's why Tila wears it in the battle. She's captain of the Royal Guard. This is what she wears to be captain of the Royal. There we go. You know, when she becomes captain of the Royal Guard, they give her this arm, this Cobra arm, and she's like, this woman's a badass. She's captain of the Guard because of this shit. Look at this. You're not gonna fuck with somebody who wears this.
Maybe we'll get it in the second half of Revelation.
Yeah, monkeys might fly out of my butt.
We won't know because I'm not watching it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but you two get to sit down and watch it. What a treat there and get to see all the fist in the ass jokes.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome.
Can't wait. And when we do that, by the way, thanks to everybody that checked out Joe and I doing the review for that other He-Man and the Master Universe show that came out on Netflix.
I really enjoyed
And
watching.
if you haven't
guys'
checked that out, go
review.
check that out.
The episode, not the
Go
show.
check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your guys' review. Like I wrote in the comments, that's the most I'll ever see of that show. You guys reviewing it.
Well, yeah. My number one is Ninjor.
Yeah.
It just that story that is told. I mean, even just thinking about it, it could be like Tyler alluded to earlier, like a Wild West kind of story. We have Rio Blast, Clam Champ. Maybe they're going out on a mission together, set up camp for the night, and then boom, here's Ninjor. Why is he there? We don't know. There's just a multitude of ways that you could start and end that story just based off of this image alone. Newt also talked about the shadow work, which was amazing. That was when I looked at all of them. That was one that really stuck out. I guess the other one would be Sarod, but they have the thing in common, nighttime. And as we talked about before, I think that's why it pops to us, because they have to make it look like it is nighttime through the art. So, beautiful stuff. That's a story I would like to see. When we talked long ago about what we would like to see story-wise, we all agreed that it would be pretty awesome if in comic books, instead of just trying to, I think it's when Joe and I were doing the multiverse bullshit books.
I was gonna say I wasn't here for that.
a good thing to do instead of just trying to figure out new ways of making He-Man interesting or trying to be different and tell a new story. Like, do a subset thing. Let's have a team up of Rio Blast and Clamp Champ. Let's see the adventures that they go on and what they have to deal with. It doesn't all need to focus on He-Man all the time.
No, I mean, I know we had talked about that before, but you could do like a series of like spin-off books. You get your main book, and then you're like your tag team books, where it's, you know, two heroes teaming up in this issue. Like, it's always like Marvel, like the classic Marvel team ups. Like, even though that's the most well-written stories, but it was always fun to see Spider-Man teams up with the Thing, or it's Human Torch teaming up with Iceman in this one issue. It's always a tag team. Like, and to see all these stories where you get to focus on like Web Store and not Web Store, Buzz Off and Mechanic, or Clam Champ and Rio Blast, or I mean, it just there's just endless amount of ideas and possibilities, and it just sucks. It's never being utilized. Everyone feels like they have to reinvent it. I'm like, why? It's perfect the way it is. It's there's so much more room for expansion. If you want to tell the silly shit, you can do that if you want to go do that. But, you know, don't make it sound like, you know, you can't tell. I mean, look at this. I guarantee the four of us could come up with a single story on just an image of Clan Champ, Ninja, and Rio Blast. No one else at Mattel would be thinking about something like that. But we could put together something that all fans could enjoy and thoroughly appreciate. Not to pat ourselves on the back or, you know, give us a gold star or whatever, but I know we could do it. People would like it because it's, you know.
Like how you're saying, pat ourselves on the back when you're attempting to pat yourself on the top of the head.
I was going to say like a hat on my head, and like that makes no sense either. So I'm just, you know, I can't think and talk at the same time.
Just say Barry Horowitz, and nobody else will get that reference either. No. Well, a few people would.
Can you pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time? A lot of people have an issue with that.
Yeah.
No. Tyler's rubbing his head and his stomach.
That was getting a little bit
hard.
No, you gotta tap your head and rub your stomach.
There we go.
We'll rub it in a circle. You gotta rub your stomach in a circle. There you go.
No, Tyler can't do it.
All right. Well, Newt, go get him. Because now it's time for everybody to suffer.
It's late. It's late. We can do it next week.
All right, now everybody.
5 o'clock wake up.
No, I got to get up and go get my milk and get the chip.
This is why this will be a 15-minute segment, if that, to let everybody know. While you guys are getting your stuff ready, I'll let everybody know in the chat room what's going on. So, this part of the chat.
Oh God, I'm taking my headphones out.
This part of the chat.
Leslie Nielsen here in a second.
Is not gonna. Yeah, exactly. Pissing. We hear them. We're not gonna have everybody having a Q&A at this part. This part is Newt, John, and Nathan all going to try some really, really hot sauce. We're going to see how they can handle it. And the reason we say it's just going to be about a 15-minute thing is, well, they're going to try it. They're supposed to wait 5 minutes before drinking. It might not affect them at all, but then, of course, it might. So they all got these boxes. I'm hoping it arrives safely, so I got to see when Newt cuts the sucker open. If hopefully it's not popped open, I'm hoping it's safe. And Nathan's going to probably get his milk and his ice cream, his Tums, his Maylocks. Emily to get him in case he passes out. But yeah, Nathan's not one that's too much for the hot stuff. Oh, now I might hear my voice. Wait, hey, it's Modulok! What the hell's going on there? I'm hearing an echo. Wait. Why do I hear an echo? Is that from Nathan?
Oh.
Look at he's caught up.
There's an echo.
Is that it?
There is an echo.
Might be Tyler's stuff.
All right, we'll see. But I love that Modulok mask. It's better than mine. Maybe you guys can make one for me so I don't have mine fall apart. That looks great, John.
I was going to say, what the hell am I looking at here? Joe's sitting next to Rebecca.
He's got a scarf, too. How awesome is that?
He looks homeless.
This is awesome. Man, it's better. And he's got the hood. He's actually better than me. I guess I'm going to
better looking Joe than you are, Joe.
Son of a gun. Now, what a twist. Could you imagine having him be the fourth camera and just trying to be me? That would have been fucking awesome, and I wouldn't even have been here. That could have actually worked.
See, it would have been great is if you didn't tell people who he was.
And he unmasked himself.
No. He just shows up. And people, what the fuck?
He's behind me, isn't he?
Look at this. I mean, is that how I look? Because he looks creepier and shit. I'm like, oh my god, is that what I look like?
This is what our guests have to see, Joe, when they come on here.
Oh my god, this is what I look like. I look like a lunatic.
And they won't come back.
Hold on, wait.
Larry won't come back. Anthony won't come back. Well, Stout won't come back.
And he's doing the fidgeting. He's doing the fidgets like me.
You gotta hold on to your head like Rocky Dennis. Let's see a good head grip.
This is great.
Hold on to your head. No, take the hands and go like this, like you got a headache. There you go.
And do the side cock. Do that for a second. You got to do this. I got to see him do the little bit to the side.
Yeah.
Oh Christ. Okay, guys. Well, what they're gonna do is gonna take a very. Thank you, John. That was fucking awesome. By the way, I loved it. They're both gonna take a really good plop, and then they'll put it on a cracker. They're gonna show it up close so we can see what it looks like, and we got to see what they can do and if they can last 5 minutes without having any milk or anything to drink. So we got to see how bad this is gonna.
How is this? Even like it looks thick.
It is thick. That's something you have to kind of plop it out, so it's going to get a good plop on each chip for all you guys. But it's going to be a good amount that's going to come out. Just kind of like plop it on.
Oh no, I'm being extra careful with this.
Oh, wait.
What? You got it.
Yeah, don't touch your eyes and face. Yeah, be careful.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus Christ, Joe, I sent him battery acid. Son of a bitch.
And this is hot sauce everyone's supposed to eat?
Yeah.
John's putting on like biohazard gloves. What the fuck did you send him?
Oh shit. Oh, we got to see what it looks like.
Uh,
Like I said, a good plop on each chip. And what do you got there, John? What is that?
Can you hear him okay?
Yeah, yep. It is small, but I didn't want to send you guys a ton.
What's scary is how little's inside of it.
Yeah, because I don't want to kill you guys. But what do you have there on that plate, by the way?
Chicken.
Chicken. All right. Well, you got to put a little extra more on there because the chicken might dilute some of that hot sauce. Yeah. Just get a good amount. It's going to smell interesting. But a good amount on there. And then when Nate...
that's I don't know. Yeah, there you go. That's what I got on my chip.
Okay. All right. Wait for them, and then you guys can do it all at the same time. But yeah, plop a good bit on each thing.
This shit is so thick.
It is thick.
Yeah.
It is thick. And try to get like
my heart is starting to beat a little fast.
You might be okay, but
well, you guys at home are gonna know if it's really hot if I start getting the hiccups, because I always get the hiccups with stuff like this.
Right.
And Joe knows that from experience.
Yeah. Let's see what it looks like up close with your guys'.
All right.
What's that look like? You got at least probably the equivalent of good plop or drop. Yeah, that looks like, I think that might be enough. All right, make sure John gets just as much. All right, well, here we go.
All right,
3, 1,
yeah,
2,
yeah.
3,
cheers,
go.
Guys.
Go. I don't know if it was enough. We'll find out, and not sure. Like I said, it might not be that bad. It just had to be a good plop. So,
no.
What?
Tongue's starting to burn.
Okay.
Got in the back of my throat. There's a hiccup.
It's spreading.
It's spreading.
So it's legit.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Can you go 5 minutes? You think without drinking? Or
No, John's not. Fuck that.
Oh shit! It's got Nathan. I see his eyes. Hopefully you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You got milk there. How you doing, Newt? You look okay?
It's
Good.
Well, I mean, it's fucking spicy. But I'm not a pussy like these two, so I can take it.
Oh, that's great. I don't know, pussy like these two.
That is hot.
Nathan, if you can't handle the 5 minutes, drink. Just please drink.
Face Nathan made.
Nathan, drink.
Brad Jones over here.
The bad part about it
Chicken? No, I'm not going to eat anything for 5 minutes.
is like
All right, so Newt's good. John, how are you doing?
it's on.
It's getting into the sinuses.
Oh my God.
Nathan,
It's in the back of my
spreads,
throat. I think
yeah.
that's the problem.
You feel it in
Could
your
you-
face.
all right, please drink, Nathan, because you're scaring me now. Just drink. You're okay though. Just drink.
wanted this, Joe.
Well,
develop a conscience now.
He looks as red as my mask, though. I'm freaked out now.
You okay?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's just in the back of my throat.
Drink, John.
He's got the DTs going now.
Is that milk, John? I hope.
Nose is running now.
It's chocolate milk.
Oh, good. Okay. It'll start going away, though, Nathan.
Woo!
God,
I gotta wait 5
Woo!
minutes.
Oh, look at that. Rebecca is hanging up like a champ. John's
It's hot.
doing pretty good. And Nathan looks like he just jumped into fucking hell or something.
He went to the beach today. Look how nice and tan he is.
Oh yeah. He's tanner than I am right now.
Is the chicken
He's
helping?
getting it.
Oh, hold on. I'll do something.
What time does this?
Drink the damn
When's the
milk.
5 minutes up?
It's. I think it's been about 5 minutes. Yeah, just go ahead and
Yeah, drink
Drink.
the
You're
milk,
good.
dude.
It's been 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Woo!
Drink milk.
Yeah, you feel it. You feel it everywhere.
Yeah, it does. It spreads, and it's
It's like
Especially
you
if
get
you have-
about like it was like 3 seconds where it was you didn't taste it, and then
My
it's just like
hands are tingling.
Yeah.
My feet are tingling.
drink some milk, Nathan.
Yeah, you
The
can
face
drink.
of Nathan is- I feel like the certain face Nathan has made that are worth screen capping. Yeah.
I feel so bad for John, though. John's like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? I come sit over here. I'm trying to get murdered.
You woke him up from slumber to do this shit.
My one and only appearance.
He's like,
What an introduction.
Has it been 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes, Newt. Go ahead, drink. It's been 5. John's like, never coming on this fucking show again. Like, thanks, Joe. This was fantastic.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think if I would have been able to drink the milk, like right on hand, it would have been okay. But it
Yeah.
was just that it's still kind of there. But it was hitting the back of my throat. That's what. Now it's kind of doing that again.
Everybody was saying,
How
rest
is
in
this
peace,
fun to
Nathan.
eat? Why is this fun for people
Ah.
to, you know,
You okay?
put all this demon shit on their food?
Oh,
By the way,
God.
Monkey Boy wanted to know why Tyler does not do hot stuff, and I was not
No,
going to ask
no.
him. Yeah, he does not
Well,
do
I wouldn't have done it anyway, even if it, you know.
right.
I got acid.
Oh.
I got acid reflux issues, so I stay away from hot stuff. Period.
Did I win?
I'm
Yes,
gonna
you
go
won.
get more napkins. I'm gonna
Pussy.
get more napkins so I can
Pussy.
my eyes. And probably wash my hands again just in case.
Oh my God!
Joe, I hate you so
I might
much.
have to check on you.
I can't believe you guys agreed to do this for him anyway. Like, you guys don't need to be humoring him for any of this shit.
This was great, though. I like Newt handled that pretty damn good. Yeah, like you said, you like hot stuff like me, so you
Ugh.
understood. It had a little heat, but you handled that pretty well. John was pretty good too, but yeah, Nathan, God,
He
I
left
think
the building.
going to- Yeah, the show can't end until he comes back. But he had to go get napkins for his face. So you guys are both good sports, and yeah, Nathan's gonna develop an ulcer.
Tomorrow, Joe.
What's that, Rebecca?
I'm gonna send you something tomorrow. Package out.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
something nice. I made you cookies.
Oh, did you really? Well, thanks.
I was gonna joke. Is it food?
It is
Sure.
food.
Oh,
And I got
God.
some free Reese's Pieces. I'm gonna send you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And look at how you doing, Nathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be okay, man. It'll be
I feel alive.
good.
And Nathan's mouth is red, like his lips and his tongue are like
Dude, it's like
bleeding.
it's all on my tongue. And then when I would go to swallow, it would like hit the back of my throat. That was like my mom text. It was like, drink the milk.
She waited
I don't
the
know
whole
if
time.
I don't know if my dad likes hot peppers.
Give him some of
I
that.
don't know if he would have any interest in that. Seeing my reaction, I don't think he would enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, if he does,
Oh.
if he's really, really into it. Otherwise, no, I wouldn't tell your dad to do that because that's some hot shit. But it makes for a good moment. I appreciate it. And John had his debut on our
Were-
show into that hot
Were there
shit.
questions that we were going to get to at all, or?
That was kind of it because it's time for me to. You guys can keep going though.
you take. Well, I can't stay up late anyway. Since this went over,
Well,
like
yeah.
I,
Let's go ahead and let's do this then. We'll end it on this really quick. Brad Collins likes to do the trivia, so we're gonna hit Newt with some trivia about us on the show.
Oh,
Okay.
So Newt, these are all for you. So, what is my default answer to Tyler's trivia when he doesn't know the answer? So when he does his movie quote, what is always my guess most of the time?
I don't know this one.
I thought you're a true fan. God, Joe, I hate you so much.
3 Men and a Baby, right? Or something?
No, It Takes Two.
Oh, It Takes Two. I know as
With
well.
the Olsen
And Steve
twins.
Guttenberg is in both of those. That's the connection.
All right, so here is the one about Joe. Why did Joe leave the show? Shut up, Joe. Why did Joe leave the show early on the infamous walkout episode? I think this was Beyond Retro and not fan.
Yeah.
Because he shit his pants.
I wish. Oh, it was the argument about Steven Seagal.
Nathan, he's dying with the question. What's up?
God.
Last question.
And here's the one about Tyler. What fact did William Stout confirm to Tyler involving Snake Mountain in the '87 movie?
That one scene took place in Snake Mountain. Tyler called it, or any of us
There you
called
go.
it.
There you go.
And one other thing that Brad wanted to add, he said he wanted to give a shout out because he didn't know if we knew, which I don't think we did. But there's a podcast in Australia called the Toy Power Podcast, and they were big fans of us and mentioned us a few times. But he did say that sadly one of the hosts, Darren, passed away a couple weeks ago at a young age.
Oh,
So,
sorry to hear that.
yeah, sorry for the loss, Toy Power Podcast on your friend, but.
Damn.
Yeah, well,
Also,
pass that
thank
along
you
to them,
for-
Brad.
Yeah.
Our condolences for Darren there and for all of them as well. And a nice shout out. It's cool to hear some
Australia.
some Aussies out laying down under like our podcast. And do they talk He-Man too, or is it just all encompassing, Brad?
He was the Darren was the Master Universe guy of the group.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, sorry to hear that.
So I think that's how we came to be mentioned.
Oh, okay, we
I
got
want
it.
to go check on John.
Well, hey,
Probably
let's
in the
just go ahead and-
bathroom.
I
Guys,
know.
it's been great. Yeah, it's been great.
I worry about how this is gonna come out of my
You'll
butt
be fine.
tomorrow.
But
That's
I'll
what
try
I'm
to
worried
wrap it
about.
up
hot.
Let me wrap it up quick.
Yeah,
so you guys
it's gonna be
get out
like
here.
in Dumb. It's gonna be like in Dumb and Dumber. Joe's gonna be
Laughing.
riding in his
Little moped
his
scooter,
Blazer
yeah.
or whatever his
His
old
shit
ass
box.
car. Yeah, and the door's falling off, but he's gonna be like, I'm gonna be sitting there like, oh my god.
I gotta save you guys. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
This is where the law stops and I start.
It's gotta be Stallone in something. Demolition Man.
No.
You have been watching a lot of.
Judge Dredd.
But it's an easy Stallone quote. But yes, I have been watching a lot of Stallone lately.
So
Tango and Cash. Cobra.
First Blood Part 2.
No.
Cobra. Tango and Cash.
I don't know. I'm more of an
Stop.
Arnie girl. I don't.
I like them.
Stop
I like
or my
them
mom
both,
will shoot.
sir. No,
Yeah.
no. But you guys did say it already, but you didn't. Like, you got to give me a definitive answer. It's Cobra
shit.
Cobra for God's sake.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry I couldn't help. All right. See you guys next week.
He wanted to tell everybody he loved him. Joe, I hate you so much.